Welcome to a whole new show for the Racer X Podcast Network. It's Daniel Blair's Main Event Moto podcast. I'm Jason Weigand, welcoming Daniel to the Racer X Podcast Network family. We also want to thank our sponsors who are helping make this happen, including Maxxis Tires. Now, look, you already know that Maxxis delivers the best tires for your bike, including that Maxxis MX-ST tire developed by Jeremy McGrath. But did you know Maxxis also offers high-quality tires for your car, your light truck, your trailer, your ATV, your mountain bike, and much, much more? Pretty much everything. So Maxxis Tires, they'll help you hook up, pull the whole shot, and beat your competition in any terrain or conditions. Just ask the king, Jeremy McGrath. To learn more, go to Maxxis, MAXXIS.com. And this podcast is also sponsored by ETS Racing Fuels. With unmatched consistency and performance, ETS powers some of the most winning teams in motocross and supercross. Now, you probably know the name to the riders, but why don't you know the name of the fuel? Why? Because champions don't give away their secrets. But now, with ETS's new online ordering system, you can have ETS Racing Fuel delivered right to your door, your shop, or racetrack. So it's easier than ever to get ETS's championship-winning performance in your tank. So whether you're racing a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke, 2 wheels or 4 wheels, visit ETSRacingFuels.com and you'll have your own winning secret to keep. ETS Racing Fuels, the most winning fuel you've never heard of. So now it's time to hand over the keys to Daniel Blair, his producer Joe, and whatever other wackos they can bring into the studio for the Main Event Moto podcast. But first, our theme song. No, just kidding. The good music is on the Exhaust podcast that I run. Daniel was in a rock band, but his music's probably terrible. At least he's good at talking moto. At least I hope. We're going to find out right now.
Thanks for listening to Main Event Moto.
Skivvy Underwear, skvi.com.
Team Skivvy, baby.
Ah, yeah, this is nice. Snuck out here to the public pool at night with the wood grain.
Team Skivvy, baby.
What was that?
Team Skivvy, baby.
What's up, Scummy? Founder of Skivvy Underwear, right?
Team Skivvy, baby.
Yeah, Team Skivvy.
Team Skivvy, baby.
Team Skivvy. Skivvy Underwear, I get it.
Team
you don't
Skivvy,
have to
baby.
keep saying
Team Skivvy,
it.
baby.
Dude, you're so... Man, just get off me. Let me go.
Team Skivvy, baby.
Team Skivvy, baby.
Man, Scummy, you don't have to try to drown
Team
me.
Skivvy, baby.
Yeah, I get it. Team Skivvy.
Team Skivvy, baby.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna get some Skivvy Underwear.
You're listening to the Main Show, a Main Event Moto podcast, powered by Nature's Bakery.
It is time for episode 118 of the Main Event Moto podcast, powered by Nature's Bakery and brought to you by Fly Racing, Skivvy Underwears, Mika Metals, Scott USA, No Toil, Honda Cowie KTM of Modesto, Guts Racing, EMT Racing, Keybar, and Rep Racing. Producer Joe, what's up?
What's up, man?
You're looking good.
So good.
Who made that shirt?
I don't know. Some dude on Instagram.
Just a random?
No, he leads like a Warriors Instagram page.
Oh, now I see it.
They make shoes.
It says
They make
Fatal. There's a bunch of skulls, but now that I'm zeroing in, I can tell that the skulls look like Golden State Warrior players.
Yeah, buddy. Furious 5 right here.
And then did you guys put Houston away yesterday, I take it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. You know what's funny about
No,
you?
it's the day before. I'm
know what's
going to
funny
watch
about
that game on my birthday every year.
You know what's funny about you?
Huh.
You don't say shit when they ain't winning. And then when they win,
Ooh.
there it is on social media.
All day.
You and Greg Fouts,
Yeah.
my buddy, who's now your buddy, who you guys must be Warrior Brothers or something.
Yep,
I don't know.
That's right.
You
It's
guys,
like Eskimo brothers.
yeah, exactly. You guys Instagramming each other back and forth,
Yeah.
gloating.
Yep.
Congratulations. Did you see
So
the
good.
meme with James Harden's beard and an L?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, that's what you get. You rock a beard like that. People are gonna,
The taste of a win has never tasted sweeter
because of them, huh?
than that win. It was so personal.
Well, okay, connect or bring that back to Moto. It's like winning against someone who you really, really, really hate.
Yep.
But it's a one-on-one race. The whole world's watching, and you just end the dude.
Yeah.
Feels good, right?
Very good.
Yeah, I could tell you seem
Yeah.
gloaty today.
Living on that one for a long time.
Still wearing your A's hat though, so
Always.
glad you're grounded.
Yeah, buddy.
Anyways, first show with Racer X.
Ooh-wee.
Look, I I thought about it long and hard, and I've come to the conclusion, Joe, that we need to do a formal reintroduction to who we are, what we are.
Sure.
We got a new audience. Obviously, Racer X, we're partnering with them. They got their fan base. Obviously, it's about a bajillion times bigger than ours. But we're merging this thing, and we'd like to introduce ourselves. So, are you ready?
Yep.
I'm Daniel. That's Joe. There's 117 episodes that you can find before this one. All right, let's move on. Is that all right?
Yeah, I guess
I just don't feel like we need to be too silly. Everybody who's listening in, you either know of us or you're finding out for the first time, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Yeah,
and
you're Daniel, I'm Joe. We got buddies. They come in.
Yeah, we have. What did Weege say in his intro? Wackos?
Wackos.
Wow.
We got a lot of wackos.
We have two. We have my brother, Vincent. We also have Hobo Nick Kleckner.
Yeah.
We have Stank Dog coming in later today. He could also be considered a wacko. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's probably actually, in reality, probably the biggest wacko of the three.
You know who's the biggest wacko of them all is Andy Gregg from Guts Racing.
He's about not.
He's a crazy man.
No, he's not.
You never know what that guy's going to do.
Yeah, right. He's a grown man now. He's matured. It's pathetic. He was wild as a teenager, but now he's a grown, mature man. But no, it's going to be a good show, Joe. I'm pumped for the outdoors, too, because we're going to care about him this summer. Does it feel good, or are you pissed?
No,
you have to care this summer,
I'm
Joe.
actually stoked.
No, you're not.
The field is so stacked. It's going to be cool.
You know why I know?
This is the manliest time of year.
Do you know why I know that you know what I know?
Huh.
Because Supercross was cool this year because there was so much drama. It was so weird. The storylines, it just never ended to the last minute. And I think you're pumped for the carryover.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it is going to carry over. Does Cooper Webb do the same thing outdoors? Let's not forget, this guy beat Hurling straight up on a 250 a few years ago. He also... I
love it when you talk like that.
I know you do. Hobo Nick, that's why he's not here today.
America.
He knew we would be blowing out Hurlings on the show, which we're not going to blow him out, but...
Nah.
Whatever. This is a pro-American... That's not true either, because I really like Ken Roxon. I don't like Hurlings. That's all. He doesn't ride Supercross for me, so my
stamp that.
If you ride half the sport, you only get half my respect.
Finally admits it.
Yeah. But no, Cooper beat him in the 250s. Cooper just won his 450 Supercross championship. He's a 250 outdoor champion who beat Jeremy Martin, who is a 250 phenom outdoor. I mean, let's not come into this thing thinking Cooper Webb is just going to be some cute little story. No, he is legitimately a threat to win the title. And from what I understand, this week at Paula, which is where the stopwatch nationals were taking place, and I've got very, very inside material from those days, Coop looks good. And I want to see, can Eli Tomac be the man again for the third year in a row? To win 3 outdoor titles in a row is gnarly. Can he do it? Yes, of course he can, but will he be able to withstand a healthier Ken Roxon? Maybe. Don't know about the sickness thing. You know, another year of Marvin, another year of Baggett, another year of Barsha, and then Coop, which I think if you're Eli, you should be concerned. The guy gets good starts. He's very efficient. He doesn't do anything unnecessary. He doesn't go down ever. I mean, if you're Eli, you're kind of hoping that the rest of the field pulls some things like you do, where you have bad ones here and there. Cooper doesn't have bad ones like that. Remember when he went on his run for the 250 outdoor title a few years ago? Once he was locked in, Joe, he was locked in. And if you're Eli, you got to be concerned. So I take it you're looking forward to seeing that happen.
Absolutely.
Who do you think? I mean, we're going to get Weege on. Weege is going to cover the 450s. Grant Langston is going to come on and cover the 250s. But before we get to them, what do you think, dude?
I got a dark horse on this thing, man.
Who's that?
Baggett.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not taking the bait.
I got a good feeling of him.
The last 2 years in a row on this outdoor preview show, I've taken the bait so hard on him. And I want to again because of what he did in Supercross. I mean, there was, 6 or 7 weeks probably throughout the series where he was really, really good. It's like one of those things when you're so high on someone and every year it ends up being the same. I'm starting to think that's just how he is.
It's like being a Rockets fan.
Yeah, maybe. Really, really good, but just can't get it done?
Can't quite get there.
Yeah. Why Baggett for you?
I don't know. I've just been seeing a lot of things on the Soch, and I got a good feeling.
His team's pumped. They posted something on Instagram the other day, and they seem all giddy and smiley. And to your point, he should be better than last year. Last year, they were struggling with some bike issues early. They got figured out, whatever. And yeah, the 450, both classes are really, really good. And I'm excited. The only issue is, it's not an issue yet, but based on the weather, we might be in for a mutter round one. Right now, my weather app is showing rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even check.
That you
Hangtown
should.
mutter.
It's
Oh, boy.
20 minutes from the Batcave, dude. You should be in the know, but
I don't concern myself with such things.
what's that? Weather.
As weather.
You don't care. It's something you don't.
When you stay in the cave, in the back cave.
It's always nice in here.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's going to be good. I'm excited to get the season underway. Again, here at Main Event Moto, we have not covered the outdoors thoroughly over the last couple years. We would pick and choose ones we wanted, a little inconsistent with our interest. But with this merge with Racer X, our responsibility is to bring you guys a good show, so we're going to do that all summer long. It's going to be great. We're actually going, I think, all the way through the summer. We might have 1 week off on one of the off weeks, but don't worry. You'll get your coverage, and we're going to bring it. And I can't wait, Joe, to be on this side where I get to be a full-fledged analyst again, because in Supercross, honestly, when I get home from the flight, I try to bring you guys my best, but at the same time, I'm usually pretty tired. I've already given everything that I have on Race Day Live and on TV. I've kind of used up my content. Now, this is my only delivery, so I'm excited to bring my own analysis, and I can't wait to watch Weege and GL. I think they do an awesome job on the outdoors. I love watching them, so to be able to kind of pick apart the things that they say when they call the race, come back here and analyze it. I'm excited.
Yeah. Are you going to pick them apart like some other people get picked apart during Supercross? Nice and personal.
I just don't feel like there's much to pick apart in the outdoors. I'll be honest. I'm a huge Grant fan. Grant was in arena cross before I was. He's someone we're the same age, but we've kind of grown up together. And he's someone that I madly respect, and I think he's done an awesome job, which, again, I don't understand that he always talks about how nervous he gets doing it, yet he does, like, borderline perfect job every time. So Grant's crazy. You know how much I respect Weege. So, yeah, I'm excited to see them call the races. I'm excited to see my girl, Will Christian, back out there. She's crazy. I don't know how she's going to do it. By the end of Supercross, she was pretty wiped out, too. We were both complaining a lot. Like, we started out excited. By the middle, we were a little like, this is getting long. By the end, we were both pretty cranky, and now she's going to go 12 more out in the heat and humidity. So, good luck, Will. Anyways, let's get Weege on the phone. But before we do, let's throw a little disclaimer. Weigand is in Hawaii right now, flying home from the Oahu Supercross. So obviously his priorities are not straight. He knew that today was the day that we were going to record this preview show. He would rather go to Hawaii and make money than stay home and do this podcast.
What's he thinking?
He's obviously showing his true colors early, that he's going to be difficult to deal with.
Inconsiderate.
But we took the initiative to interview him before he left to give you his 450 preview. Grant Langston will come on later, do the 250s, and of course the Stank Dog will come on for our listener question segment at the end of the show. But let's get things started with Jason Weigand. This conversation happened a few days ago. Wedgie, are you there?
You know the best part?
What?
Caller ID says Vincent Blair.
No, it does not.
Yeah, it says Blair Vincent. I don't know.
There's no possible way it does. It should say Blair Margaret. You're
Maybe
lying.
it was Margaret.
Hey, did you know that? Did you know that? I think I told you this. I told you this, right? Yeah. When you called me the other day, my son, who was on my phone playing a game, said, "Dad, Wedgie's calling."
Yeah.
Because I have you as Weege in my phone, and he just looked quick. So
I bet he's never got that before.
Close enough.
Yeah, producer Joe says you've probably never heard that before.
Yeah, the hard part was, like, it was never supposed to be Wedgie, but then when people say it wrong, I'm like, no, it's actually Weege. You're like, oh, sure, dude. Right, it's Weege. And
so
I'm like,
not only has it happened...
No, it actually is.
Not only has it happened, but when you've told them it's not, they don't even believe you.
Exactly. Yeah, it had nothing to do with the word wedgie. Henceforth, it's not spelled like that at all. But what are you going to do?
Yeah. Hey,
you can't control your own nickname.
Is it? I feel I've been talking to you way too much lately.
I know, and we can't even go over the comments that any of the clips or the episode got because it's not good for anybody else. It's not good for anybody else. It's good for us, not for anybody else.
Yeah, I agree. I might have scrolled around a bit. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they're like, these two. It's amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Me neither.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either. All right, well, just so you know, we've been recording all this, so whether you like it or not, everything you just said is going on the show. So, sorry.
Gosh. All right, well, the worst part would be the wedgie thing. So.
Yeah, well, except for the thing you said right before we pressed record where you said Grant Langston's a pile of crap, but you put up with him.
All right. That Vincent Blair's phone number called?
Yeah, which is a complete lie. Anyways, you want to talk about the Outdoor Motocross Series? I mean,
that's what we're going to do.
Dude, we're entering your world now.
I know. You know what, though? It's the same exact world, so I couldn't... I mean, I have no additional... I try to explain that all the time. It's all the same.
Yeah.
I just have a different job. Yep.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're officially the voice of this, so you are pretty much in control of what goes out to the masses. You got to remember, even Grant,
true.
He comments off of what you say, so you pretty much control the narrative from here till September. No pressure.
The narratives are what they are. The media really doesn't have that kind of power. Otherwise, I would have to answer to these people from Europe who email me and say, Motocross of Nations proves it. Europeans are better, so start giving them the coverage so your fans can understand. And I say, well, our fans just don't care. They just don't care about riders in Europe. And they're like, well, it's your job to make them care.
We do. We care about the ones in Europe that come here a lot.
I'm like, I cannot make things happen. I can only tell you what did happen, but I cannot invent things. I can't make people care about what they don't want to care about, et cetera, et cetera. So the narratives are what they are. It's just my job to bring those narratives to light.
All right. Well, let's piss off all the European fans right off the bat. I'm going to ask you a simple question.
Yeah.
Who's the favorite to win the championship? The two-time reigning champ or the guy who just won Supercross, who also is an outdoor champ, who also whooped Hurlings around a little bit on a 250 a few years ago? Those are your only two options. Kenny and Marvin, they're in there, but they're not the lead dogs in my personal poll. So I'm giving you a choice between the two. Who's the favorite?
Sir, it's fine to only have those two as an option. I think those are the best two options we can have right now.
Oh, man.
But I am still going to lean to the number 3, now number 1, getting his third number 1 with the number 3 that he doesn't run.
All right. Your reasoning is because you've seen enough over the last 2 years and he's ridiculous and yada, yada, yada. And for whatever reason, the silly stuff that he does indoors, he doesn't do as much outdoors. There's also 24 points paying motos compared to 17, and he usually is better over the long haul. Is that did I just steal all your reasons right out of your mouth?
I'll just hang up, I guess.
All right, thanks for calling.
I'm good.
Later.
Well, the second half is really the key. I feel like if you give Tomac enough time and you can make the average out a little bit more, you're basically doing almost twice as much total racing in pro motocross as you are in supercross.
Right.
So if he makes 3 to 4 dumb mistakes in a 3 to 4 month span, now those mistakes are like maybe 10% of the year instead of 20% of the year.
Right.
And he's able to overcome them. He still has some puzzling moments. Actually, last year he was pretty solid. The only problem he had was his bike broke, which wasn't his fault. 2017 was standard Eli. There were like 8 amazing races and 4 really weird ones. I just think that we do see when he's on that he's really hasn't been beaten. When he's on, he doesn't get beat. And when you can average that out over twice as much racing, it makes it that much harder to capitalize on his mistakes because it's going to be a lot more good races also.
I agree. Yeah. And you got to remember this too. With Tomac, for whatever reason, I don't understand, the Supercross stuff, I don't know if it's just because it's at night or the races are quicker or there's more people or it's a skinnier track and there's more that can go on. I just feel like there's still goofier moments, there's weirder stuff, but over the course of an outdoor moto, an individual month, an individual season, I feel like he just is stronger. Does that make sense? You know, he can survive the elements better, and the goofy mistakes, like you said, they do happen, but they just don't happen as often, and they don't cost him as much because he has the ability to make up the difference. Where in Supercross, how many times has he made a mistake, and then it's like, well, this one's over. Well, in outdoor, he could do that and still come back, you know, and for whatever reason, he's more willing to, which I don't understand. I explained that one to me. He's way more willing to come back and fight in an outdoor moto than he is sometimes in a Supercross.
Well, we'll never know exactly what goes on for Eli Tomac, but I will say that when he was putting in last year these unbelievable charges in, say, the last 5 minutes when all hope seemed lost and you thought he was going to get third or second, and then he started going 4 seconds a lap faster than everyone else, a couple of people pointed out to me that actually all he was doing was going the same speed on, you know, the 14th lap, say, that he was on lap 1, where everybody drops off. You have the track gets worse, and these guys don't get like so tired where they can barely even ride, but obviously they're going to have a small drop off. It's not anything you're watching on the side of the track, and they're not doing the doubles or anything like that, but they're all, you know, on the downside energy-wise a little bit, and he's able to go the exact same speed. So when you have a weapon like that, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's just he is just fitter, or when the chips are really down, he gets angry and pissed off and uses that, in the final moments when it's most needed. Whatever reason, he has that weapon on his side, and it's bailed him out. As you're saying, he had a tip over at Washougal. He had a terrible start and a tip over. Classic Eli Tomac. He's not going to win. And then with the last 3 laps, he just did something unbelievable.
Right.
And it had left enough time for him to make up for it where, honestly, if you get a bad start and tip over in Supercross, it almost doesn't matter how fast you are. You cannot make up that kind of time. But now we're talking 35 minutes instead of, 23, 24 with the 20 minutes in a lap. So I think a lot of that is a difference right there. He can make the goofy mistake and get a bad start, which he'll probably do both, and still make it work.
Right.
Not enough time.
And in Supercross, you can't close 4 seconds a lap on a guy, even if they're cruising it in. Where on outdoor, you can legitimately cut 4 seconds a lap off a guy. You know what's funny, too, is how fast time flies, because I kind of forgot about last summer. He was having those rides where he would just sit there, right? And I remember being behind Marvin, behind Kenny, just sit there. Then he would flip the switch, go on a tear, win the moto, and everyone would freak out. And I thought that was a strategic move, almost like a way of going, look, I make a lot of mistakes early. Let's let the race develop. I know I can smash these dudes late, and then I will. And it's like time flies, we forget, because I felt like he was going to maybe do that in Supercross this year, but then Supercross was almost the same as everything we've ever seen, and maybe even a little bit worse. He won less races. He had less crazy dominating finishes. So that's my biggest concern, because I'm with you. I think Tomac, if I had to put money down, I would say he's the favorite, duh. But I don't feel like he's as crazy good this year as he was last year. He's not going up against the same guys as last year alone. He's got Cooper now, who is proved to be a phenomenal starter, really clutch. I mean, you're the one who said it in the press conference. He never falls, ever. So that's where my biggest concern for Eli is if he was going up against the same exact guys as last year. I feel like it's almost a shoo-in, but that's why I added Webb as, in my opinion, the main competitor, because he hasn't dealt with someone like this. This is a more Dungy-like guy, and he had a harder time with Dungy-like people. So, what are Webb's chances realistically? I think they're pretty good. And are you with me? The comment at the press conference, I don't give a shit about the outdoors. I think that was I don't want to talk about the outdoors tonight while I'm trying to celebrate my win. He does give a shit about the outdoors. If you're on that program, you can't not. You're not allowed to not.
Yeah. That doesn't mean that he does not care about the next 4 months. It means
I'm trying to party.
Just won a title 20 minutes ago. Can you let me enjoy this right now? And look, there might be, we've seen it year in, year out, there might be a championship hangover. I don't know if we're going to see Cooper Webb's best at the opening round at Hangtown, but it's really not necessary. The season is shockingly long, especially when you have 2 motos every weekend. Webb proved all he needed to prove a couple of years ago. He had the broken wrist in Supercross. He trudged through the finale to win the 250 West title by 1 point, right? So we were waiting for the Cooper Webb out for season with wrist surgery press release. We're just waiting for it, and it never came. And he went to Hangtown, and he kind of struggled. He got 1 moto win early, kept struggling, wrist finally healed up, and halfway through the season, he was good to go. And he had won back-to-back 250 Supercross titles. He had a broken wrist. He had every right to say, screw this. I'm going to get a big 450 deal next year. I'm taking the summer off. But he didn't.
Nope.
Because he's a racer, and he's like, nope, I wanted to have a motocross title on my resume, too. I didn't want to be one of those guys that didn't get it done. So we know what we're dealing with Cooper Webb. He's not mailing it in for the next 5 months. Plus, he's too salty.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to give those guys this edge back.
Exactly, and he's stubborn. I've never seen him even. I guess the first 2 years in the 450. There was word and rumors that he wasn't taking things maybe as seriously as he needed to, but not now. I just don't see now that he's kind of taking this thing as like the guy. I don't see him going out there and just getting 4th and 5th and putting up with it. And again, it goes back to the program. I don't think they allow that all the way. And for Jason Anderson, he never really has had the complete fair shot to doing whole outdoor series the right way. But even him, like I just don't feel like when you're in that program, especially when you're in Florida full time, I don't feel like you're allowed to slack off. And guess what? Cooper doesn't like Marvin, whether he says it's cool or not. There's no way he's going to go getting whooped around by Marvin all summer and just get forced. There's just I feel like there's way too much in the line and too many motivating reasons to keep him in the hunt, and that's what scares me because, again, he can come into this thing a little on the mellow side. Supercross, he went 5'10" to start.
Yep.
And then what happened? Like, clicked in gear and see you later. So I feel like Cooper might come in a little on the mellow side, but by the time you go east, like, look out. And I don't see him being the kind of guy that makes mistakes. Once he's locked in, he's pretty incredible.
Yeah, so what you're almost dealing with here, I feel with Cooper is like it's like a Superman-Batman thing, right? So Superman has actual superpowers, and Batman is just like regular guy at his maximum, right? That's Batman's thing. So, excuse me, Cooper is Batman. He's going to give you the best any normal mortal person can give you. He's not going to blow it. He's not going to make mistakes. He's going to try hard. He's going to get starts. That should get the job done most of the time. But you're betting on Eli doing some superhuman things that only he can do. I mean, we all know that when it comes to out and out, one lap, one obstacle, one crazy thing that would make every other rider on the track be like, dude, I got nothing for that.
Right.
That's Eli Tomac's domain. We've seen other riders be there in the past. Like, that was what James Stewart did. There were just times where you just had to shake your head. So you're almost counting on Eli being able to do that and overcoming Cooper's perfectness. But the rest of the field, I think, is stronger, too. There's these rookies. Roczen, we know he's in a weird place physically, but he's in a whole lot better place than he was a year ago. And there's no reason Marvin should be worse. So I think overall that is going to make it harder on Eli overall. And maybe the difference is just that, not just that Webb's there, but maybe he makes a mistake and Zach Osborne's good enough to grab a third and shove more points between them, or Kenny or something like that. Maybe the overall field being stronger magnifies the bad start and the mistake. I mean, look, another problem for Tomac, he's never been that good of a starter. I feel like they had it in Supercross kind of dialed last year.
Yeah, he was the best.
He had a new bike. And
last year he had the best average start of anyone in the class in 2018. So
yeah,
and this year it wasn't.
Went away. He was bad again. Outdoors last year he was bad again. It's like he had a brief run of good starts. So that doesn't help either. I mean, he was routinely starting 10th, 11th place last year. That's right. Like I said, you've got to be superhuman to overcome that, and he can. But there's going to be more guys, that aren't going to roll over for him.
Exactly.
This year, maybe more
I agree, because now you have Osborne, you would think a better Baggett, you have Webb, who wasn't really around, Kenny is 1 year stronger, Marvin is pretty much the same guy all the time. So, again, maybe he has a harder time, and then he has to force himself into those crazy rides, which those are the rides that also cost him a lot. But I got one more point on Tomac I want your opinion on. He admitted somehow through a guy who doesn't admit much, he admitted, or they admitted, that they're working in a small window. Remember that a couple weeks back?
Yes.
The small window thing. Well, a couple weeks back, I also approached Eli at one of the Supercrosses and said, hey, how's outdoor coming along? And he kind of laughed and shrugged his shoulders, and I kind of poked out. I said, well, is that a good laugh? Is that a bad laugh? And he said, well, did you see the donations? And I said, yeah. Whoa. He's like, yeah, like that. So my question is, with that being said a few weeks ago, with the small window he's working with this new bike, which so far on outdoor, we've only seen this bike one time, and it was pathetic, is he going to be as good as he's been in the past on a new machine that he didn't agree with very well this year, has a smaller window, and apparently, according to his kind of giggle to me, they seem a little bit further off than they've been in years past, where he had more time on a bike and was more comfortable with it. Again, does that stack up against him a little bit? Because I'm trying to compare him to him, and it sounds to me like he might not be as good as him a year ago, and that, to me, that's a bad sign.
I think when this is all said and done for Eli's career, unless he magically fixes everything and goes on some massive title run here in the next couple of years, I feel like he's going to end up being known as the most bike-sensitive elite rider ever. There might be other dudes in the middle of the pack that we never heard about struggling with bike problems. But the difference between his comfort on a bike and not having it, there's a difference for everyone, but I've never seen this much of a difference.
Yeah, smaller window, bigger variable when things aren't right.
It's astounding. And, look, when Carmichael went 24-0 several times, there had to be some of those days where the bike didn't feel as good as others, but you could not tell. He still won by the same margin every time.
Right.
If something was off, he just figured out a way to make it work. Eli, at the moment that thing is off the back, he just locks up. Now, unfortunately for him, most people don't want to talk about bikes. It's not a fun, sexy, dramatic conversation. They just immediately say he's a head case and he's mental. But it seems like when he feels good, bike's where he wants it, dominates. When he feels bad, he gets arm pump, sucks.
Right.
So it is dangerous. You're right. It's more of a threat or risk or factor, whatever you want to call it, I think, than it would be with most riders at his level. I don't know why. And a telling stat from the Supercross research department that I think you saw this week as well, we talk about him being so up and down and inconsistent and all that. He's missed one race in the last 3 years. He doesn't even get hurt. Like, his inconsistency is a different kind. It's not wadding it up. Oh, if he could just keep it on two wheels. It's like
he's there.
He just sucks.
He's there.
He's there. He just isn't riding like himself because he's not comfortable with the bike setup.
Right.
I've never seen a guy at his level vary that much. So you're right, man. There's a real risk. If it's not right, it's going to show.
Okay, so I didn't give you the option of Roxon or Muskin or anyone else. I gave you a one-on-one option because it's my show. Weege.
No, I like those two.
So it's my show. I do what I want on my show, and you don't have a choice. It's just those two.
Wait, this was not in the contract.
Rewrite that thing, print it up.
Yeah.
Anyways, question though, between those two, what's the percent you're giving to Eli? What's the percent you give to Webb? If you have 100 to give.
Yeah, look, Eli, for all the faults, I mean, we're giving the guy as much grief as we are praise.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
trying to. I'm trying to break him down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like I said, easy money, I would put it on him, but I'm trying to make this suspenseful a little bit.
Right. Bottom line, he's gotten it done the last 2 years. 2017 wasn't pretty, but he was pretty much the best guy week in and week out last year. And it's not like in Supercross he's completely lost it. We still saw, even as recently as Vegas, there are still nights where you're like, yep, he's still the same guy. I think midseason there were these crazy rumors, right? He was struggling so bad that it was like, is he just over it? Does he want to retire? Is he done? Is he burned out? I think it's clear that that's not the case. He's the same dude. So, yeah, he wasn't quite as good in Supercross, but he still had enough moments for me to think, same guy that really couldn't be beat the last 2 years. Why am I going to change it now?
So, your percent.
Yeah. Oh, percent. Sorry. Yeah, I'll go 60-40. Let's go 65-35 to make it a little bit spicier. How about that?
All right. I'll tell Cooper.
Yeah.
I'll let him know you said.
Go.
Have fun getting an interview out of him this summer after I tell him.
Cooper, I think if anyone would benefit from that, like if anyone reacts well to these things, it only makes him better.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? If he gets the sense, and I'm sure I don't mean specifically what's going on your show or what I say, but if he got the general sense that people were doubting him, now that he's confident, I mean, the last 2 years he'd probably be like, yeah, you're right, I suck. But now that he's confident, dude, he'd feed off stuff like that.
Okay. Kenny or Marvin, if you had to pick between one of the two, which one would challenge for the championship and maybe steal this thing if you had to pick one?
A month ago, I was seriously ready to blow some wigs back and get some attention by saying, man, I could really see Roxon winning this title. But apparently this weirdo physical issue he has is not going away. He told me, as I think he maybe told you, he hasn't been talking about it as much, but that's not because he's getting better. He's just tired of being negative all the time.
Yep. That's what he said. He told me that he has come to the conclusion that it is what it is, and he's got to deal with it, so just shut up and deal with it, which is what he's been. And again, that's why you've seen like crazy hot nights and then crazy crappy nights, and there's no explanation. So I'm with you. With that variable, I just can't. I mean, that's why I guess I would leave him out of the conversation. Don't forget how sick he was on outdoors. Remember on the Suzuki, he waxed Tomac. I mean, so it's not like the guy can't ride outdoor. And in fact, I think outdoor's probably a little better on his hands even. So I would typically say it's a 3-man race for the championship. But this sickness thing has got me weirded out. There's just no way I can include him because if he doesn't know, then how am I supposed to feel confident about picking him if he isn't?
Yeah, and it's twofold because not only is he ill for some reason, but all he does know is that he needs to rest more. So he has not been trained. He said he's been doing the bare minimum as far as training has gone the last couple months. So even if he was feeling fine, he's still not even on a normal hardcore program. So that's a lot of things working against you. I mean, dude, this is the most grueling thing out there. I mean, it is the most grueling.
Yeah,
and they run motocross all over the world. But dude, the heat and humidity at these races is, I don't know if anything else matches it. I don't know how you deal with that and ride at a championship level. He could still do well, but I would put Marvin ahead of him unless he figures this thing out. But I feel like even if he does, he's lost a couple quick, but he's already lost time not training.
Right. So he spends the first.
Not going to be good overall.
He spends the first month and a half trying to regain the strength to be normal, while everyone else is starting out normal. Then he would have to find a way to be super normal and pass up the guys that have maybe a 20, 30-point lead on him. Again, Webb is stubbornly up front. Eli is stubbornly good at outdoor. And Marvin is stubbornly the same guy every year. I mean, I'm looking at the points from last year, and it's just crazy. This guy is always around the same spot. He's second in points or third in the points every single championship. But again, I have a hard time seeing him. I've never seen the signs that Marvin can get over the ledge. You know what I mean? I mean, I feel like he'll always be really good and have great days, but he just can't be great enough. And it's just year after year of the same, which makes him a viable threat, but also makes him not a viable threat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely agree. We're not saying that he's not good. 2017, Tomac was so jacked up from blowing that title in Supercross and then dealing with all this. You choked, that when Tomac got a big points lead, he was like, okay, I am not going to blow this. And then he purposely started riding conservatively. And look, how many times have you had riders tell you, you can't really do that? Like, it's easy on the sidelines. I always say to pretend they have a calculator on the bars and be like, just give it 88%. These guys, dude, how many times has Tomac ridden a dirt bike, not just trying to go as fast as he can?
Right.
They don't ride that way. So he tried to lay up to try to not blow it. And then he started riding horribly. And then Marvin, who really wasn't a hardcore, like, mega established 450 guy at that time, started winning races. And I think he was like, wait a minute, I'm this good.
Yeah,
I can go 1-1 against anybody. And he really started putting it together, and he wasn't quite able to get the title. Tomac had just enough to hold him off. I think that was his best shot, because now, even though Tomac's blown it in Supercross a few times, last year Tomac was a lot better.
Yeah, he was.
How do I manage this? How do I ride 80% or 90% or 100%? I don't know. He figured it out. And I feel like if you're Marvin, do you really see Marvin straight up 24 motos just being better or faster? I feel like he needs the mistake to capitalize on.
And, a few of them.
I think Tomac's better than he used to be.
Yeah, I do too. At least last year is what he showed.
He's not perfect, but he's better.
Okay, so now we're going to go real quickly. One last question. Dark horse. Barsha got 4th last year. Baggett got 5th last year. Anderson was, I mean, we all know what happened to Anderson, and Osborne wasn't in the class. Of those 4 riders, who's got the best shot of at least maybe winning races, maybe challenging? I mean, give me one dark horse out of those 4 that can mix it up for the title. Maybe.
Yeah, out of those guys, I'm actually going to go with Osborne all the way. I'm just tired of not knowing what the hell you're going to get out of Baggett, and that's pretty much been his entire life, like even back to his amateur days. There will be some weeks where he's just unbelievable, and I mean, there have been weeks where he's faster than Tomac.
Right.
But all last summer, we just waited for it, it never happened. And then what did you see in Supercross this year? Maybe 6 races, 7, where he was as good as anybody else, and then 11 others where you're like, where'd that guy go? So
you feel the same. You feel like that's a developed trait that's not going anywhere.
I think that's been his whole life from what I've heard and what I've seen. But Osborne, look, dude, the last 2 races, Osborne finally got the bike secret that you and I must not talk about.
Yep.
He could have won New Jersey. He didn't podium in Vegas, but I mean, was he in the mix?
Oh, yeah.
He was in the mix. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he won his heat. Right in the mix, speed-wise, with Roxon and Webb. So he's better outdoors for sure. He's got the program, like you said. He's going to maximize his effort. And I don't think, unlike other rookies moving up, the dude's like 29 years old. Like, he's not lacking for experience. He's seasoned. So I don't think he's going to have a lot of the normal problems that first-year guys do either. I don't know what there is to not like about Osborne coming into this season. Like, the sky's the limit to me. Nothing would surprise me. Nothing.
No, I'm with you. In fact, I'll let it slip right now because I'm doing my picks at the very end, me and producer Joe. And the legendary Stank Dog, who will be joining us later in the show.
Oh my gosh!
Can't wait to hear his picks. They should be. Oh my gosh! They should be great. I actually have Osborne finishing third behind Eli and Cooper. And so I'm with you on that. I'm not going to argue. I was hoping that you were going to be different than me so we could argue, but we can't. I agree. Last question. I'll slip one in. How excited are you to see?
I'll try to blow your wig back with this. Ready?
All right.
I'll try to blow your wig back with this. Cooper Webb was holding the number one plate over his head a couple of days ago. There's no way in December, if you told somebody that was going to happen, they would have pictured this. Osborne holding the championship trophy over his head in August, to me, would be less shocking, based on what we know now, based on Cooper Webb in December, would be less shocking than Webb doing what he's already done. How about that?
I don't disagree. I think his odds of winning the championship are better than Webb's were in December. I'm with you.
Yes. No one was picking Webb in December.
Crazy.
So you never know.
All right. Well, I'm with you on that. Last question. Sneak one in. How pumped are you to work with Grant and talk to Grant and see Grant and get drinks with Grant Sunday morning at the airport at 6 a.m.? Yeah. How pumped are you for GL?
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. And actually, like Jeff Emig, who I actually worked with before GL, I always say, like, these guys are way cooler than they have to be. Like, they could easily have some ego, especially when they're at the races. You know, maybe just not when they're shopping at Walmart. But at the races, everyone knows them, everyone respects them, everyone knows they're bad dudes. GL doesn't need to be as cool as he is. But he'll hang out with anybody, anytime, anywhere. He has zero ego. You would almost, at times, not even know he was the guy that raced. He's just a guy, a fan hanging out at the track. It makes life so much less stressful. Because, dude, he has there's nothing. There's no barriers. There's no borders. He's like your neighbor next door that you want to share a beer with. He just happens to be Grant Langston. So it definitely makes
And to be fair, he's usually buzzed at all times. So that helps a little bit too.
Yeah, maybe that's why he's so cool.
All right, Weege, we'll have fun sweating your balls off all summer. I'll be on the couch watching you. Good luck.
Yeah, sideline reporting. You haven't really earned your stripes until you do it at Redbud in July.
Yeah,
think about it.
That's true, and I plan on not doing that. So,
okay,
have fun.
Right,
I'll see you on press day later.
Main event moto.
Let's be real. Kids and adults like things that taste good. What if you had a food that tasted unreal and was healthy?
Dad, get me some Nature's Bakery.
What flavor, Evan?
Any, duh.
Seriously, my kid is a pain when it comes to track snacks, but since we started eating Nature's Bakery, it's gotten a lot easier.
But Dad, don't you always call Mom a track snack?
That's not what I mean, Evan. Make sure you eat Nature's Bakery when you're at the track.
Main Event Moto Podcast.
Them Nature's Bakery are good, Joe. I had one on the way here.
So good.
They taste good with coffee.
Yeah.
I know that's not your standard combination, but I went to Starbucks this morning, got my venti coffee with cream and 3 Splenda, and a Nature's Bakery bar. And I want to acknowledge how good they are, especially at the track. Race last night in Marysville. Went pretty good. Little guy did all right. I don't want to get too into detail of it. Let's just say it started out a little rough. Had to pull out the hand, the spanking delivery system.
Oh, no, the hand.
I just had to show him. I had to deal a reminder. I just say, hey, after his first moto, he rode really bad. The sun was in his eyes, and there was ruts, and he was just being a complete baby. So he comes up the track, and I said, hey, see this hand? What could Dad do with this hand to your rear end if the next moto is like that moto? And he looked at the hand. He looked at me, knew I was serious, looked back at the hand. I don't think the kid let off the rest of the night. He was riding as if the hand was right behind his ass all night long, and if he slowed down just enough, whack!
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
You just scared me right there.
Everyone's probably freaking out like, oh my God.
Flashbacks to my dad.
Yeah. Having deja vu.
Yeah.
Joe, I did break a record, however, this morning on the way to the Batcave.
Okay.
I received the most middle fingers I have ever gotten on the freeway.
Let me guess.
Do you know why?
Yes, I absolutely do know why. You were in the fast lane.
Yes.
Going slow.
No. Breaking the law. I was going 73 miles an hour in the fast lane.
Uh-oh.
That would be 8 miles an hour over the limit. Breaking the law.
But
that's apparently that's not good enough for people. So today, literally one by one, middle finger. The worst one was the last one. right around end of Elk Grove, early Sacramento. Minivan pulls by me with the speed of light around the right side of me. It's an old lady, glasses on, looks like she's on her way to church. I'm pretty sure she's on her way to church. Window down, hand out, middle finger to me on the freeway.
Happy Mother's Day, bitch.
Yeah, and I'm like, I literally scream back at her, I'm breaking the law!
Oh, man.
8 miles an hour!
Oh, boy.
So, yeah.
You know, the fast lane speed limit's 80, Daddy.
No, it's not. 65,
in Cali,
it's on the signs.
We all do 80.
No, I know we do. Actually, yesterday on the way to the track, I had a guy in a trailer. I know 55 with the trailer is the law. Dude was going about 85 on Highway 70.
55? You're not going to get anywhere doing that.
With a trailer, it's the law, Joe. But this guy with a big old trailer, it was going like 85 on Highway 70. Like,
I can't drive 55.
Where are you going? I know you can't because you can't get that. You can't get that fast within the 2 blocks that you travel outside of the studio. But yeah, so middle finger, broken record.
You deserve it.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Scoot over.
No, I was in cruise control.
You can go 73 all day long in the middle lane.
No, you can't. You will eventually run into someone, and then I have to get off my cruise control.
And now you know their pain.
Yeah, and thousands of people right now probably hate my guts because there are people like me out there who are selfish and don't care and go in the fast lane and lock the cruise control in, and everyone can deal.
It's such a selfish thing on your part. I fucking hate those those people.
Love you too, man. All right, well, let's get to Grant Langston. 250 class is going to be a good one. I wanted to cover it with him. Like I said before, I respect Grant a lot. I think he does a great job commentating, and I'm looking forward to seeing his take on the summer as it progresses. But I want to know what he's thinking before it even starts. So, Joe, get him on the phone.
Hey, what's happening, Daniel?
Is David Pingree available?
Unfortunately, not on Sundays. He doesn't work Sundays.
Ah, okay. I was looking for a real expert on pro motocross. Can you let him know I called and have him call me back?
I will relay the message.
What's up, Grant?
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I cannot complain.
Are you ready to get to work?
I am. I would say that, after doing this now, this will be my 6th season. It's definitely, I don't know, feel more prepared. Each and every year you get more familiar with what you're doing and the people and how it works. So I'm looking forward to it. I used to stress out more, but now I'm more excited just thinking that when you look at it, I look more now at thinking, man, there's a lot of guys that can win. And I think that's going to make, that always is a great ingredient for a great motocross season. So I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it makes your job easier too. That's for us in Supercross this year. The riding on the track made things so easy because there was just so much. And, we kind of joked around about it, how there's no dominant guy anymore and how good that is because it's like there's just too many guys who are all in the same bubble. And that makes commentating so much easier because you don't really have to create content. It's all created for you, and then you just call what you see. So I'm with you. I think the outdoors are going to be good, too. So I got to imagine you're fired up to get going again. And 6 seasons, is it the 6th year on out? It's not the 6th on outdoor, is it? Or because
I've done 5. This will be
this
my
is 6.
Season.
Okay. And then you did the 2 years of arena cross, right? 2 or 3?
2, yeah.
2, okay. Dang, dude. You're a seasoned vet.
Getting some mileage, huh?
nothing like Weege though. I think I tried to figure it out the other day. I think he's commentated over 1 million hours of motorcycle racing.
You're probably not far off. Yeah, that's about right.
And some of that stuff he's had to be very creative with the content. But no, I'm excited for the outdoors. Excited to have you on. Haven't had a chance to talk to you in a long time either. How's everything else going? Good. Whiskey Throttle's good. I haven't heard the Dean Wilson episode yet. I'm excited. How was it?
It was good. I mean, Dino is always a crowd favorite, easy to talk to, funny guy as well. So, no, the show's been good, obviously. Like anything, as you probably know, it always takes up a little more time than you initially think.
Yeah.
But it's been fun trying to just bring more of the stories of different athletes over the years. So, the crazy thing is everyone's bombards you with messages. You need this guy on. You need that guy on. and I feel like telling people our list it is over 100 deep of who we have on our list to get on. And I go, when we're doing 40 odd shows a year, I'm like, it's going to take over 2 years just to get through the immediate list. So that's always fun though. But yeah, the dealership's been pretty good. The one exciting thing I noticed, especially around Christmas, was a lot of parents encouraging their kids to get out on, I don't care whether it was a Stasic or a PW50 or a Polaris quad or a little buggy, but a lot of parents getting their kids back into any sort of outdoor power sport vehicles, which is, I think, good, getting that next wave off of the video games and back on bikes. So it's good. I think it's encouraging for the sports and the industry. I'm
with you on that. I raced, took my son last night to a race at Riverfront up here in Marysville, and full gates on the 50 class, 65 class, 85, just full gates. The pits were packed, so many kids. And like you said, it's starting in the 4 to 6 class. There was 25 kids in the 4 to 6 50 class at a night race in Marysville. Like that's healthy, man.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see, because I think when someone like myself that's involved in the industry in many different ways, we also import and distribute, in South Africa over here. So it's all sort of intertwined, and I think it gets a little disappointing when you constantly see the numbers just every year declining.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing the pendulum swinging, and it's encouraging.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm excited, and eventually some of these kids will grow up and be 250 outdoor champions, which leads to my first question.
Exactly.
You like that? Who's your pick, man? With Weege, we went the other way around. He covered the 450s. We kind of danced around a little bit, and at the very end, I made him pick his guy. I'm going to do the opposite with you. Who's your guy? Who's your pick right now, a week to go?
I obviously think when you have to make a prediction like that, you always go with maybe your safest bet, or maybe the bet you think you're most likely with. And I think, obviously he's also been a bit injury prone, but I think someone like Cincerello has to be on near the top of people's lists. So I was going to pick him, but because I think that's a bit predictable, I'm going to go with someone I think has a very good chance as well. Maybe isn't. It'll be interesting to see if he's ready to win, but I think Justin Cooper.
That's my pick too, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know what? And I don't know if I'm just buying into the hype. I don't know if you've been hearing about the Stopwatch Nationals this week, but they've been on, he's been on, and just last year, and back me up on this if I'm right. He was great last year in the outdoors. You saw a little bit of a glimpse, but for him to come out in Supercross where he has way less time, and even though he didn't win the title, whatever, the podiums, the late race charges, just seeing him take that part of the sport and figure it out makes me terrified of how good he could be on the outdoors with a second year. You know what I mean? And I agree. I agree with you too on Cincerello. If I had to bet, I'd put the money on him. Ferrandis too, but I have a feeling Cooper is going to be similar to like Jeremy Martin, where a guy who very early all of a sudden comes out and is freakishly good. He's little, he gets good starts, he's on a great bike. I can't argue with you, man. You would think it's a dark horse pick, but I don't think so. He's kind of secretly my favorite, I think, to win it.
Yeah, and you also mentioned Ferrandis. He was someone else I thought of that I definitely think is a favorite as well. Obviously, a lot of experience in GPs. The only thing with Ferrandis is I think the big difference between him and Cooper is like you were saying, Cooper gets good starts. He puts himself near the front, even if he's not riding that great or having a bad day. If you get the whole shot and having a bad day, maybe you drop back to fourth or fifth. That's not a bad day in the 250 class.
Yeah.
Problem is sometimes you see with Ferrandis, he'll be really good one weekend, and the next weekend he doesn't get the start, and he's in a first turn pileup or something. It seems like something happens when you get back there. And over 24 motos, you can win 6 in a row and then just have that first turn pileup, and all of a sudden your lead is gone. So I think with Justin last year, he was strong for a long time. It seemed like there was one crash. I'm trying to remember where it was. It was like he had a crash during the season, and that seemed to derail him just a little bit. And I think maybe we see that sometimes with youngsters. Everything is going well, and then
the one hurdle.
There's that one little hiccup.
Yep.
And then it's hard for him to overcome it, but I think it's a new season. I think he's more prepared, stronger, fitter, mentally more prepared. And I think he's a confident kid that genuinely believes he can win it. So it's going to be fun. I mean, you look at every team, you go, well, he could win. You look at the other team, you're like, well, he could win. So there's going to be a lot of different race winners, for sure.
I think so, especially in that 250 class. And you mentioned the starts with Justin Cooper. He does get good starts. In Supercross, it wasn't as much. It was weird because off the grate, he wasn't as good that I've seen him in outdoors. But in outdoors, he was killing it. Ferrandis does get bad starts. He's probably just hoping that whatever happened in Vegas, he can carry over, because when he does get a good start, he's pretty ridiculous. But it makes total sense what you said. If you're having an off day, which it's just natural, it's a 24-round championship for these guys. I mean, they're used to doing 9 or 10 in Supercross. You go to the outdoors with 12 rounds, 2 motos, you're looking at 24 points paying motos. You're going to have bad ones, but if you are a guy who gets bad starts and it happens to, go on the same day that you get having a bad day, that is the bad combination. That's where you can get in pileups or get in crashes or just maybe get a 9th or a 10th and lose valuable points. So, again, I think it comes down to the starts. Chase Sexton's another guy on my list that I think could be great, but at the same time, He's struggled with starts on outdoors in the past. He was pretty good indoors, but there's just a lot of guys there at the top that if they're not pulling top 5 starts, they're going to have a hard time, because I feel like the class is fast back to like 15th. And I'm with you. Yeah. I think 7 or 8 moto winners, and I mean that's what I want anyway.
Yeah, no, and I think you're going to be. I think you're going to be pretty darn close with that prediction. And one thing that you learn, especially with outdoors, is if you don't get the start, if you're out, let's say you come around the first turn and you're battling. You know how it goes. It's always hard to say exactly what spot he's in, because a lot of times you're going back and forth as everyone's sort of funneling their way through. But if you find yourself in 20th, say if you're Ferrandis and Justin Cooper's out front, even if you're Ferrandis, who is fastest in qualifying, has more pace, there's no physical way or possible way you can be quicker than the leaders when you're coming through the pack.
Right.
Because, like you were saying, there's so much parity now that you're having to go off the main line. And if you go off the main line, a lot of times you're not making the pass, you're not gaining time, the leader's getting away. So there becomes that bigger separation in motocross in the early laps. So a guy that can consistently get good starts is going to do well, because when it comes to the race pace, I've seen guys be off the pace, get a good start, run a relatively wide bike, and they're on the podium. You're like, I didn't see that coming. And the guy that was flying all morning couldn't get the starts and ends up like 8th overall. And you go, wow, I didn't see that coming either. So
yeah,
it's really, really critical in that class. Plus, with a lot of youngsters, they're very enthusiastic. So let's be honest, there's a good chance that guys are going all over the place on the opening laps, which just means you're more likely to get involved in some sort of an incident.
Right. In the 450 class, it seems like they have a better understanding of the first 3 laps. In the 250 class, everybody's pretty desperate. So if you're one of those heavy hitter championship contenders, 1 or 2 of those can cost you, not only just with your just a standard result, but again, how about 2 young kids colliding into each other, and then you get caught up in it, and then now you DNF them? I mean, it's gonna be huge to see which one of these guys can actually execute the starts, and that's why I'm going with Cooper. I just feel like consistently he gets himself up front. He's gonna be more confident, and he's a little dude who shreds on let's be honest, maybe the best bike in the field. I mean, why not? Plessinger won 2 titles last year. Ferrandis just won his. And I don't think we're alone. There's a lot of people out there that are pretty high on that kid, and I think he could do it. So for me, though, I have Cooper, Ferrandis, Cincerello, and Sexton, obviously, as I guess I would say my 4. Of those 4, which one are you worried about the most based on just their variables, their situation? I'll tell you mine right away. It's Sexton, and it's not for any reason other than I don't know if he's got the power of the other 2 machines. He does struggle on starts a little bit. But at the same time, from what I'm hearing from the Stopwatch Nationals, is he is on another level 2 right now. So of the 4, he's my one I'm the most concerned about. Do you feel the same, or does AC concern you just kind of coming off that championship loss? Mentally, is he okay, you think?
I'm going to say maybe my concern is AC, because otherwise I would have picked him as the guy. I still have concerns in the sense of one of the issues with him that he faces is he puts himself under pressure. It was what Baby Jesus as a nickname growing up, and he's been expected to win forever. And sometimes it looks to me that when there's that pressure and that expectancy, he's trying to fulfill that, but it's like lingering in his mind that I've got to win or it's a failure. And I don't know if that's starting to wear him out or get to him.
Yeah.
But he also, the other thing is injuries have always hampered with him, and the outdoors are a long series. And I'm just concerned that, if he doesn't get the start and tries too hard, maybe crashes or something, that's the only reason. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think with AC, it's not that he's wild or erratic. He just seems to do certain little things that just cost him dearly.
Yeah.
And we've seen it more than once.
Yeah, little mistakes, big problems. You know what I mean? They're not...
Well, like Vegas.
Yeah.
I felt for him there because it seemed so innocent and harmless, but the outcome was catastrophic.
Right.
I was bummed. I was really hoping, hey, things happen. He made the mistake. It would have been great if he had just gone down, picked the bike up, and was able to race, because I think that would have made such a grandstand finish, for TV, for the series, because when he would have gotten up, he would have been a couple points out from winning the championship. So it would have been a great ending, but it was just unfortunate that little mistake, that old saying, sometimes when those little things go bad, it can't go, any better. That was the opposite. That little thing couldn't have gone any worse the way it ended up. So, and that's just maybe that's just that luck that he's dealing with at the moment.
Yeah, there's two things to that. People have been kind of hinting to me and throwing comments on social media and saying that AC is almost like Tomac Jr., where these little unexplained mistakes, and they are huge to the outcome, and it's sadly starting to look like that a little bit. I don't think it's for the same reasons, but there is a pattern there. But I'm also with you on, I think it's his mentality. I think that he's won so much that he feels like anything but a win is a loss. And sometimes Cooper Webb just proved it. You do not have to win every single time to win. And I still feel like Adam is a little bit undisciplined when it comes to individual days and nights. He still thinks and needs to win every time. And that's just not going to happen in this sport anymore. There's too much parity. The bikes are too good. The riders are too fine-tuned. And I'm with you. I think he needs to accept that and realize that you don't have to win every single time you're on the track to win. And he needs that bad.
It's that old saying, as a rider, you want to win every little battle. And, sometimes you got to take the blinders off and realize there's a bigger picture, and you're trying to win the war, not every little battle. Theoretically 24 battles. You don't have to win them all. You have to put yourself in a position that if you got to take a fourth or fifth, you might not be happy. But in the big scope of things, most guys that win championships have had a couple, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever. It's not the end of the world. As a racer, when they leave and then on the podium, that seems like the end of the world. So it's hard. It's easy to sit back when you're a little bit older and wiser. But, as young kids, they want to win each and every battle. So
how did you manage that in those battles you had with Brownie and Pastrana? You're in the same situation. You grew up. You knew who you were. How did you manage days when you didn't win, and did you accept it? Did you go back to the hotel and be like the bigger picture here? What advice would you pass down to him from your experiences?
Yeah, I think for me, where I learned very quickly about how to try to manage a series was when I was in the GPs. The year that I won the World Championship, the GPs, the tracks vary a lot. And I became a good sand rider and good in those intermediate type conditions, but I was not good in the mud. I struggled on the really, really, really hard packed tracks and that. So going to certain places, you weren't oozing with confidence. You went there going, I got to just get as many points as possible. So, and then going to the places where I went there knowing, okay, a 1-1 is very much on the cards. So I won the races that I was good at. And on the days that I sucked, I think between my starts and just trying to have a decent game plan, there were days that I was maybe 8th, 9th, 10th fastest guy, but I walked away with the podium because I got good starts. So GPs definitely helped me understand that, hey, you go to Italy, the Italians are strong. You go to Holland, the Dutch are good in the sand. You go to France, they're really strong there. So, you weren't going to go everywhere and win. You couldn't be the fastest guy every given weekend. And so, like I said, there were times, yes, you did have to lick your wounds. And I remember days just being, smoked by Brown, Pastrana, even Ryan Hughes. So over the years, Stewart, many a time. So it is frustrating. You do go back and lick your wounds and you're trying to figure it out. And sometimes you can spend too much time letting it weigh you down by thinking about where you could have been better. It's good to go and look and think, where can I be better? But then just to keep moving forward and look at the big picture.
Right. Well, you mentioned GPs. My next question, Covington or Lawrence? Who you got? Which one of these two could battle for podiums, wins, top 5? But I just want to zero in on those two specifically because they're coming from the GPs. Yeah. Their stories are different. Their ages are different. Situations, though, kind of similar. Who's your pick between the two?
Yeah, that one's definitely a tough one because basically from both those guys, all I've been able to really know about them is just from watching some GPs on TV. I know Thomas personally a little bit better. In fact, I worked with him many years ago for a year with coaching. Tom surprised me at times at GPs how he was able to just come out and win, and it seemed like when he won, it was relatively easy. So I think he's got it in him. I think Supercross beat his confidence up for sure. I've seen him out at the track a couple of times, and he looks solid. At the moment, though, I think Lawrence looks like he has a little more outright speed. But I think Tom's also a bit of a game day guy. When the gate drops, he seems to find that little bit extra. So here's the big picture for us. I think it's awesome to have two guys that have won GPs come
into an already loaded class.
Exactly. So I think it's going to be exciting. But I might have to just say, at the moment, I might think that Lawrence would have what seems to be a little bit more pace to maybe put on the box soon, but it wouldn't surprise to see either one of them up there, or both of them, in fact.
Yeah, and I like the fact that we do have two more guys to enter this stacked field. Again, in a class that's already crazy, bring those guys over. From what I understand, they're both crazy fast on outdoors. I am concerned a little bit with Covington, just how bad the indoors went, but hopefully, I mean, I've mentioned on the show, he broke away enough from Supercross to where he can have a reset and get back to being maybe who he was. Because I can only imagine what that month or two really did for his confidence. It wasn't good, but man, I'm just hoping he's back to a year ago Covington. Someone that believes in himself, because you just don't want that to carry over from indoors. But I still, at the same time, I can't imagine how it couldn't. You know what I mean? Like that's it. I can't remember Supercross season that's gone that bad for someone with his resume. I'm curious if he comes out at Hangtown and puts it all behind him, or if it takes a minute to almost remind himself, hey, this isn't Supercross, this is back where I'm comfortable,
Well, because the other thing, too, that people got to remember is GPs are still GPs. When you line up at Hangtown, it's a new race, it's a new place, all your surroundings are new, so you feel vulnerable again. So if your confidence is beaten up, even going to Hangtown, he might have a little more confidence going into the outdoors, but I still believe that confidence is a huge part of our sport. And right now, I don't think he's got much of that.
Yeah, he's going to have to swing for the fences, pull a start, and almost, I wouldn't say luck into, just put himself in position to get it back. You know what I mean? Like, he needs one good moto and go, okay, we're good.
Yeah, and then he's got, in my opinion, the ability and the mindset to deal with that and get a good result. And we've seen that too. One good result can change things quickly.
Oh, yeah. Okay, last question before I let you go. I'm going to list some names. Alex Martin, RJ Hampshire, Shane McElrath, Jordan Smith, Colt Nichols, Garrett Marchbanks, Michael Mosman. These are all guys that you would say are top 5 guys, can be top 5 guys, but that's a lot of them, so they all can't. Which one of these guys to you could potentially sneak up and be in the conversation for wins and a title? Because even last year, we all thought Aaron Plessinger could be good, but I don't think we were under the impression that he was going to come out and win by over 100 points. So which one of these guys could just come out of nowhere and be like, oh my God, halfway through the series, this is like your points leader, or he's 1-2. Give me one name.
I think Hampshire, potentially. he's shown that on his day he can hold the mail. He's also been someone that you're just sort of waiting for him to put it together. Unfortunately, there's two guys, and I don't know which one. I'll probably go with Hampshire. But the other one, I think, too, that's in a similar boat that has the speed, and you're just waiting for him to sort of just start putting it all together, is McElrath.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going to say Hampshire. I think Hampshire, he has a lot of raw speed.
Yeah, that's no question. And he goes for it pretty hard. I don't know if you watched Vegas, but that dude did 15 laps in the main event with no respect for the whoops, even though they were trying to kill him all night long. The guy goes for it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. He's got raw talent, and he goes for it, which I think puts him in a position to get a win or some podiums. But the saying goes, you live by the sword, die by the sword. I think that's also hampered him over the years where he's had inconsistent results.
I'm with you. I think he could be surprising, especially the way he ended outdoors last year. He just ended Supercross with a couple podiums. You talk about confidence. I think he's a guy that has it. He gets good starts, too, for the most part. So I think he could be surprising, too. But I'm with you, GL. I'm going Justin Cooper for the title. He's my pick.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wait a few months.
We'll find out. But hey, excited to watch you back on the TV. I love you and Weege. I love what you guys do, and take care of my girl Will. You guys you introduced her to the sport last year, but now she is completely in the know now after doing a full season. I still give her credit. I can't believe she's about to go 29 weeks straight. So take care of her because I know she's tired.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, congrats. You did a great job in Supercross. Enjoyed watching that. And, we'll have fun out there.
All right. Have fun at Hangtown. I'll talk to you soon.
Main event moto.
Convenience is everything to us in the Batcave, and that's why we rock a key bar and no toil filters. Trust producer Joe, you're sick of that jingle jangle in your pocket.
Yes, sir. Just go get a key bar like your Bat Bros.
And if you're not using no toil filters, you probably still have a flip phone. They make one of the worst bike chores easy. Throw the filter in the wash machine with your ladies' panties, and they'll never be cleaner. Get with the program and get a key bar and switch to no toil. Pay attention, Motoheads. I'm a picky SOB, especially when it comes to products on my son's bike. That's why we run Mika bars, sprockets and chains, and a gut seat cover, and it's not even negotiable. Look, if you care about quality and performance on your bike, you'll be running Mika metals and gut seats and covers. And if you don't, you're a what, Evan?
A noob like Uncle Vincent.
Main Event Moto Podcast.
Oh, Mika Metals, Joe.
Mika.
Doing great on the old 50 right now. Evan loves his Mikas. And I want to give a huge shout out to those guys. Not only do they help us out here on the show, but they are a personal sponsor of mine. They take care of my son's 50s. Chains, sprockets, bars, grips, and you name it, Mika's got it. So make sure you do yourself a favor and get yourself some Mikas. But Joe, I wanted to cover some things real quickly before Stank Dog gets here. I actually did just get a text, though, from Stank Dog's lady. Stank Dog's putting together his program for the outdoors. We'll talk about it when he gets here. But if you would like to partake in supporting the Stank Dog this year, and they're open to anything because that's how Stank Dog is. He's cool. He's so approachable. He'll do anything. And if people help him out, believe me, he goes above and beyond to make sure that people get their end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can email Stank Dog's lady, ShawneeXO@iCloud.com. That's ShawneeXO@iCloud.com. And you can support the Stank Dog this summer. We'll talk about it when he gets here, but that is the email where you can get a hold of them to make sure that he gets taken care of here for the outdoors. Next on my list, PulpMX Fantasy. Joe, we've been pumping it up for the past few weeks on our show. Go to PulpMXFantasy.com and search the Main Event Moto League. It starts at Hangtown. Good luck. Give it your best. It is a frustrating league because it is very difficult to play. Not because it's difficult to actually do it. It's just difficult to be good at it because they set it up so good. I did it for Supercross this year. I'm warmed up. I will be smashing you, no problem.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're aware of that.
Yeah.
But Joe's going to play. I'm going to play. And we have our own league at PulpMXFantasy.com. Also, a huge shout out to the guys at RacerX. Again, we're pumped on the merger with those guys. But I got to remind you, you got to get the magazine. Racer X is still killing the magazine game. They're the only ones that are really, I think, going to survive this storm. Media is obviously steering off of print, but Racer X is up the game. Obviously, Joe, when something's struggling in an industry or market, if you want to keep it alive, you got to crank it out, right? You got to go above and beyond.
Yeah.
Well, Racer X's magazines have been killer. I got one subscribed for Evan. Evan gets his own. It's in his name, everything. We lay in bed at night and read the magazine together. And the new episode that just came out, I'm not actually, you don't call it an episode. What do you call the new
article edition?
The new edition, dude. Unfortunately, does a profile on the Pro Circuit Kawasaki team and their kind of return to winning. Oh boy. Yeah, good article. Oh boy, though, for Mitch Payton.
Yeah.
To follow up from Vegas. Oh boy.
Yeah.
But Davey Coombs does an article. Talks about Jeffrey Hurlings. It's good. Racer X is bringing their A game right now. So make sure you subscribe to the magazine. You can also do the digital version, which I just read the story of No Fear. Remember the No Fear T-shirt company?
Of course.
Dude, Mathis. I hate to give him credit, but I'm going to. Did a really, a long-form article on the story of No Fear. Oh, my God. You just don't see that side of the business side in this sport a lot. You don't really get to go behind the curtain and see how things started, how they got to their heights, and how they fell apart, and how, we don't get that often. But Racer X, again, creatively bringing good content, not only to the digital side, but the magazine side as well. The story of No Fear, you can catch that on the digital side. Go to racerxonline.com and you can read the article. It's awesome. And also, one thing I did forget to negotiate in our deal, Joe, with Racer X, but I'm going to hit him up this week. We want more photo content so we can be more active on our social media. We're pretty good on the Instagram game. We play along with our fans. We have fun, but we probably don't do enough. But now that we're going to be covering the outdoors fuller, I'm going to hit up Racer X this week and make sure we get photo content so that we can have more fun on social media, because I know that I've been falling short on that to your standards over the past 2.5 years.
Step it up, buddy.
Is that fair?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so should be good. Stank Dog is on the way. He's going to be here any minute. We'll take another break. We'll come back. We'll do listener questions with the doggy dog. And also, actually, before we do go, I want to give you guys some discount codes that you can use to save some money on some of our sponsors. Skivvy.com, skvi.com. Use the code MAINEVENT for 20% off. Guts Racing, use the code MAINEVENTMOTO at gutsracing.com to get 20% off. Keybar.us, if you want a keybar, go to keybar.us and use the code MOTO20, and it saves you 20% off of that. All right, Joe, let's take a break. We'll come back, listener questions with the Stank Doggy Dog.
Main Event Moto.
I hate to say it, but our NorCal Motoheads are pretty spoiled. Why? Well, where do they ride, Joe?
Riverfront, East Street, and Prairie City. And don't ask me who takes care of them trackside and during the week, because it's EMT Racing.
And who takes care of them trackside during the week, Joe?
Really, man? I literally just said EMT Racing. You didn't hear me?
That's right. If you're from Northern California and support Main Event Moto, then spin your laps at Rep Racing Tracks, buy your bikes and parts from Modesto, Honda, Cowie, KTM, and make sure EMT Racing takes care of your trackside and service needs.
Spin your laps at Rep Racing Tracks. I see what you did there. I like that.
If you're from Northern California and you're a true Motohead, then you better get your bike from Honda, Kawasaki, KTM of Modesto. They also got betas, ATVs, and side-by-sides. And if you don't know how to use Google Maps, well then here, I'll help you out. Visit them off of Carpenter Road in Modesto and see their track support parts trailer at all California Central Valley races. Visit www.hkmodesto.com to apply for the rider team, store deals, and upcoming events. And check them out on Instagram at Honda_Cowie_KTM.
Main Event Moto Podcast.
Ooh, wait. Speaking of a noob like Uncle Vincent, I had breakfast with Vincent today. And Joe, he wants to come out with a new restaurant, he says. He's got an idea for a new restaurant. He wants to call it Chicks with Dicks.
Oh, boy.
And he wants hot chicks serving hot dogs and sausages. I'm dead serious. You're looking at me like I'm joking. He's dead serious. Like, he's already drawing, like, the logo
He might have to get permission from the all-female biker gang that prowls the streets of San Francisco, waiting to attack any cisgender male they can find.
Well, he fits the profile.
Yeah.
They would love to go off on Uncle Vincent.
Yeah.
Joe.
Or he can start a delivery service, Dykes on Bikes.
Joe, what happened to our rule? No dogs allowed in the Batcave.
Yeah.
Did we just break it?
Yeah, we broke that.
He's here. The Stank Diggity Dog. What up, Stank Dog?
What's up, baby?
What do you do? Why didn't you race last night?
Still healing the hand from the Denver Supercross crash.
How is that baby hand?
It's a baby.
Is it good? Are you good to go or what?
We're going to be good for Hangtown.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you ridden your bike at all?
No.
When are you getting it? Press day?
Hopefully Saturday.
Oh, so not even press day?
No, yeah. Jim's working hard on it.
You know that's your fault, right? Yeah. You wait till the last minute all the time, and you put
we're just waiting on some parts right now. And
you stress him out.
Oh, of course I do.
You wait till the last second, the night before, and then
I stress him out, but I get him the most work he's ever had.
I know you have the two-stroke revolution that you created. Let's be honest, two-strokes have come back. Stankdog, as much as I do not want to admit this, you get 99% of what's the right word for that?
Why don't you want to admit it?
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't.
He doesn't want to admit I'm better than him at something for once.
Oh man.
Just this one time.
Just this one thing. That's it. Two-stroke.
Give credit where credit's due.
I know, I will. You've brought it back to life, and Jim has definitely. I mean, if you have a two-stroke out there and you don't, I mean, you've got to take it to Jim, right?
Oh, you got to take your two-stroke to Hasker.
Hasker Racing does the Stank Dog's bike, did Aiden Tejero's bikes.
He won the 125 All-Star race last year at Hangtown.
Whooped Villapoto.
Was that Han out there too?
Will Han, Villapoto. Nah, Aiden Tejero on a Hasker Racing
bad Yamahas he's got.
Whooped him. What are you riding, a KTM or a Husky?
I have both, but I'm racing a KTM.
In practice on the Husky?
Right now, that's my practice bike, but I am going to be getting another KTM.
Okay. And Jim's getting it ready, and you're ready to go?
Yeah, the practice bike, we were just waiting on I was trying to get a better head for it, but it's not looking too pretty. But the race bike, we had to wait on VHM heads, pistons now, and head inserts.
Oh my gosh, I'm so out of the loop. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, dude, this thing is bad. The VHM two-stroke piston is like a four-stroke piston. It's all boxed inside on the inner part, and then has extra holes for oil. And Jim's all about it. So
he's freaking out, huh?
Yeah, and that you can only get that actually through Langston Motorsports.
Oh.
And I am gonna have to call Gio out right now, and he would not hook the dog up.
What?
Oh, he would not hook the dog up with even.
I wish we would have known.
Even you would have been here. Why weren't you here?
5 minutes ago.
15 minutes ago, we could have asked him.
Yeah, so I had to go my own route, and I hit my guys up, my Vandervecht guys from Holland and Amsterdam that I raced for, and they just happened to be good buddies with VHM.
Oh,
so
you just had to rework the angle. And get
absolutely.
What you need. Nice, I like it.
But it's from over there.
And what's the program now? Last time you were on the show, you were teasing like a little bitch, but now it's official.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, full two-stroke outdoors.
Okay. I knew that was, but you were all sneaky, like I was going to say it on here immediately.
I didn't know if I knew a 125 or 250.
Okay. So now we're good. We're locked in.
We're locked in on a 125, and this thing's going to bark.
I love it. All right. Well, glad you came in the show. Thank you for the last minute notice. We're going to do listener questions with you. It's our favorite part of the show. And I teased that you were in here, so there's some questions for you. I don't know if you read some of them.
I saw it last night when it was like 4 minutes fresh, and there was like 4 comments. 4 comments. And one dude asked, what was the first question I saw about me? If I'm going to ride the 125 two-stroke outdoors.
Okay.
And we've answered that one.
We got that one covered, so we can ignore that question. But these are our Scott USA Prospect listener questions that we do every week here on the show. If you're new to the show, you wearing Scott's?
Absolutely.
Did you get a hold of Knowles? Janolfi?
Dave, the Dolphin, whoever.
Yeah, the Dolphin will charge you for tear-offs, so be careful.
No, maybe you, because, I'm
I go to racing. I go to Knowles. I go right over Dave's head.
Well, you got to go to the Pro Guy program.
That's right. So, but these are our prospect listener questions. We do these every week. If you're not following us on our Instagram page, click the follow button, and then every week before the show, we post a cute little picture. You comment below with your questions, and we read them sometimes. Usually there's a lot of them. We don't get to all of them, but we do our best. Joe, there's certain ones that Joe does not like. He makes me ignore.
That ain't true.
I know. I
want them all
I want to see
red.
if you were paying attention.
Even
what are you
the
drawing
most
over there?
I was
controversial
going to
one.
say, my first question is for Joe.
I'm drawing a dude
All right,
with
Scott,
a boner.
Scott USA prospect listener question. The first one comes from Stank Dog at producer Joe Gallo.
Why are you doodling on a piece of paper instead of getting a table that you can write on and draw on graffiti on?
Oh, good question, man. It's just quick and easy.
And you're a woodmaker. What do they call those? What do they call those?
He's a carpenter.
Yeah, I'm a craftsman.
Craftsman.
A woodsman.
Why don't you make a cooler table that you can doodle on?
That's
we can
a good
erase
question. All right. Project accepted.
Right on. It'll be
Making
done
that
next
happen.
year.
There we go, baby.
It'll be done next year. All right, here we go. First one's from Hayden Ferguson 327. Will we see at the real JS7 at any of the nationals this year? I love how he tags them too.
Like he's going to see it.
What do you think is the better odds, Joe? Stank Dog shaves his head and his mustache, or James Stewart races a national, or no, just shows up at one?
Yeah. JS showing up at a national.
Is that true, Jared?
I'll tell you what. If he comes, I will shave my head.
Oh my God!
If he comes,
For real?
For real. If he comes,
The gauntlet.
Not the mustache though, just the head.
it has to be a
Never the
legit
mustache.
national. No,
Like freestone amateur.
designations. Yeah, no, none of that. It has to be a legit.
Okay,
motocross
Motoheads.
national.
I have a job for you.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. Hammer the real JS7 to get to a national so we can shave the head of the dog.
Oh, that
And
would
the
be
mustache.
glorious. And the mustache.
No, I will not allow that.
Or just shave this side and leave me a Hitler or something.
Shaved head with a little Hitler stash.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know what's funny, Jared? It sucks for you, but I have so many old photos of you from before you had your current look. I bring them out from
I'm
time to
still
time.
handsome. What are you talking about?
I know, but it's just like two different people. If you right now just got a regular haircut, shaved the mustache, and went to the outdoor national,
No one would know.
no one would even know.
You know what? They should do a Big Lebowski prequel and have you play the dude.
Well, unless JF7 shows up, and then
You like White Russians? Can you drink those? I know.
I'm on a
The dairy's kind of
clean-
gross on that.
clean spree right now.
Oh, you are living clean.
Yeah.
Living clean. I like it.
I like it. All right. Well, the next one comes from Dustin McMahon. Oh, yeah. Everybody hammer Stewart.
Make that happen.
Like literally tag him repeatedly and tell him just all he has to do is show up.
All you got to do is show up.
He can land private helicopter in, touch the ground at Bud's Creek, put your toe on the ground like the moon landing. Just put your foot on the ground, shaving his head.
He doesn't even have to touch. He can hover over
Just
me
hover.
and shave my head. While there, he can hover over.
In fact, Motohead's new challenge. Someone Photoshop a picture of JS7 shaving Stank Dog's head in a helicopter.
Yeah.
There we go.
If you can pull that off, what will we do for him, Joe?
That could be our new T-shirt. We've been thinking.
And earns a
Well, we
t-shirt.
could definitely get approval from Jared.
We've been
Might
looking for
hard
a
to
new
get
t-shirt.
approval from James to use his
approval,
face.
schmooval, whatever.
Put some knockoff James Bubba.
I'm sure Martin Davos didn't have approval on the Send Nudes t-shirts that Stank Dog and crew were wearing a couple years ago. So
He has no choice. He couldn't say anything about it. You're busted, brother.
well, the best part was when that happened, the shirts all showed up at Oakland Supercross and went right to the. Was he on Pro Circuit or Husky? Where was he on that year?
I think he was on PC.
I think yeah, and just Marty. I feel bad, but you guys caused that, but it was very good. All right, next one from Dustin McManus 157. An estimate on the amount of money at Stank Dog 726 has spent on the Good Kush.
And how many years?
Lifetime.
I was gonna say gets paid.
Yeah.
How much has he been paid?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah. All right. Next
lot.
one. Next one from Keith Adrian 8A. I'm gonna send this one to Joe because he seems like the kind of guy who would be able to answer this the best. How many times will a Kawasaki have a mechanical issue this MX season? Joe, based on your knowledge of the machine, I know you're real intricate and you're very
it's in-depth knowledge here.
in-depth. You get very intimate with the Kawasaki's.
Yeah.
Do you know which color they are, right?
Yeah, they're the green ones.
Yeah.
Now, should we say Eli Tomac or Savachi?
Well, there's a follow-up. This guy says twice for Tomac and once for Savachi.
Okay.
I'd agree with that.
Whoa. I mean, 2 mechanicals, and there's your title.
Yeah.
Hey,
numbers don't lie.
Stank Dog, is Cooper Webb going to win the outdoor? I still have Tomac by just a smidge. What do you think? You think Koopa Troopa is going to...
You know, obviously coming in, no one had any confidence in him for Supercross. I personally haven't seen how he rides the bike outdoor. The way the bike looks, it looks like a great Supercross bike right now.
Mm-hmm. So you want to see what it does on outdoor first?
Yeah, before I can say anything. You know Tomac is going to come out swinging.
He's really good at Hangtown. Remember when he won Hangtown by 4 minutes?
His very first, his very first race as a professional, he won at Hangtown.
When he was number 243 on Geico, he smashed everybody.
2010.
But nothing touches the Honda 450 year where he was putting like 8 seconds.
And who was he racing? Dungey? Yeah.
He won by over a minute.
Yeah. If it was probably 40 plus 2 like the old days, he probably could have lapped Dungey.
That's ridiculous. So Tomac's good there. But with Cooper, in Supercross, he came out with a 5 and a 10, and then, boom, clicked it into gear. I think it's the same thing with Webb. Don't you think he can get through these West Coast ones, whatever, and then just lock in once he goes east? He's really good on the softer types of tracks, and I just don't see him like having he doesn't have problems.
Yeah, that's very true. He's very smooth and
smart.
And when he pulled his Smith & Wesson out and shot rocks, and he still hasn't holstered that bad boy yet. So he's still out. He's still smoking,
just flinging those things out.
He's still flinging pistols.
He is. Next one from M Gomes 911. Do we see at Stankdog 726 bust out the 125 this year? Hell yeah, you do.
Hell yeah.
And then by Moto Fab replied, he already confirmed that. So you got the fans out there already know. You wouldn't tell me, but everyone else knew. I appreciate that.
Well, you knew. You just didn't want to confirm it yourself.
I know. I did you a solid. I kept it in house. All right, next one. Bedtime Savage 69. That might be the best. That might be the best name.
Dude,
hold on a second.
It's like a little creepy, a little cool.
Bedtime Savage 69.
Like hold on. You know when you go to bed with this dude.
Hey, look at his profile photo.
Getting your world rocked.
Look at his profile.
I eat ASS.
Is that what he says? Yeah, this got to be a fake account.
He's got 18 followers. That ain't fake.
And he's following 23.
That's a sneak diss.
Anyways,
profile.
Here's his question. Stanky ... What is your wildest encounter with a lot lizard? We all know the mustache rides you have to offer brings out the chicks with daddy issues.
Oh boy.
Well
we have the Stank Dog lady in the house. Why don't we ask her?
The lot lizards.
The lot lizards.
I'm currently.
The lizard. She is.
She's the lizard lot right now.
She is and sitting on the concrete for whatever reason because it's warm.
Make his wildest dreams come true.
Wakes.
Lot lizards are no such thing in Stank's book. We don't go that far. We don't like gum love.
That was so last year.
Oh man, I love it. How you doing down there, Shawnee? You good? All right. If you feel like you'd like to join us at any time, you're more than welcome. Or you can sit there in the concrete. I don't know.
By the trash cans.
Yeah, she's sitting on the ground right now. She said her butt cheeks were cold, and there's a nice sun right next to right here. Like a lizard. You know, the bluebelly lizards lay out, and that's how they stay warm. So, no response. All right, next one. By Moto Fab. Are you guys drunk calling the Hangtown race? If so, where do we hear this? Well, you'll hear this right here on Racer X. But yes, we are drunk live calling. Mike Mason's going to be in studio. Eric Nye is going to be in studio, and we're going to call the races live, Stank Dog. We're going to watch it right here in the cave. We're going to start with 0 beers. We're going to not pull a Hobo Nick. We know what happened. Our very first live Hangtown show.
He was blacked.
Halfway through the first moto. He's an idiot. He wanted to see if he could do a beer a lap and see how long he could go.
And not just Coors Light either. He was doing Blue
Bro,
Moons.
they do a minimum of 14 laps in a race.
Stank, he was blacked out puking by the end of the first moto. He was drinking full Blue Moon. Every time they came by the checkered, he would chug one. And dude, halfway point out, Nick was done. He puked all over the rug in the Batcave. We had to delete the episode
we had to throw it away
because of some things that were said on there that were going to get me fired.
Oh boy!
But yeah, we've gotten better. We're more controlled alcohol consumption now. But we have never had Mason in here, and I know Nye can get tanked too. And Nye has done some really dumb shit.
2 beers per race limit.
So 8 beers total. Yeah,
no,
but Mason,
you're smashed on 8 beers. I don't care who you are.
You're smashed on 2 beers.
Yeah, but I won't.
DB is.
I won't. Yeah, Vincent's the worst. But Mason, dude, Mason can put down 20 Coors Lights. That's just a Wednesday.
He's probably going to have 8 before he shows up, and you won't even notice.
I know. So, anyways, yeah, we will be doing the live Hangtown show next Saturday, and it will release like our other ones do every Sunday night around midnight. Right? Is that what it is, Joe? What do you do? You're in charge of that. What do you do?
Yeah. Sunday night midnight.
Well, I want to hear something about myself on there.
You better be on there.
I better do good then. Huh?
Yeah, if you're not, believe me, if you're on there, you'll hear us. If you're not on there, you'll hear us too.
I'm sure you'll hear the bike, but
I'm
there might
telling you
not
right
be
now.
no TV time unless I'm getting lapped. Then
If you do, just take out the leader for fun, for us, for the show.
For money.
How much? You're such a businessman. Last time he came in here, show he hustled us out of half our ride day money.
I know.
How much do you need to take out the leader?
It
Who do you not
depends.
like? Who do you not like?
I like everyone, honestly, except for Savachi.
That's boring. And he's not in your class.
Yeah, but I'd still take him out.
If you were in the 250 class? Or you're just going to go out there and you want to
I'll throw a stick
mid-moto?
through his front wheel. I'm just kidding.
Now, if that happens, you're busted because, what's that?
I'm
Premeditated, right?
freaking in the van, dude, getting smoked
Getting
out.
ready.
Yeah,
Getting ready.
Before.
All right, next one. Shane Fox 180. What happened to McAdoo to PC to fill in for Faulkner? You heard about that, Stank. McAdoo was maybe going to fill in, and now he's not. He's riding a Geico Honda 450 that they're giving him, and
is he racing that outdoors?
I don't know. He hasn't said, but I would get. I mean, why would you be riding it if you're not? You know?
Yeah, I believe it was Christian Craig's bike.
Oh, probably like a practice bike or something.
Yeah, and dude, honestly, I don't know why he wouldn't take the PC ride if it was offered.
Maybe it was just talked about. But don't you think after Vegas, his podium, I would think that if there's an opening, someone's got to be like, grab him. You know what I mean? He closed Supercross pretty damn good.
Absolutely.
Why isn't Christian Craig riding 450 outdoor? I mean, it's not like you're a regular rider on the team. Like there's other variables to your reason being on that team. Why don't they just put him on a 450 where he'll be 100 times happier, do 100 times better?
Well, he is good on the 250, and he gets good starts on it. And also, I feel like they're probably looking at it as in Jeremy Martin's out, one of their best guys. Plessinger moved up, Savachi moved up, Faulkner's out. There's a lot of top guys that were top 10 riders last year that aren't in it.
So you're looking at it going, we need another guy at the top of the field, and
for 250 reasons for them, yeah.
Yeah, they're stacked though. Hunter Lawrence, Chase Sexton, RJ Hampshire. I mean, every team looks good right now, right? Who's your pick to win? Weege says Tomac for the 450. Langston says Justin Cooper for the outdoors, and I'm with Justin Cooper too. He's my sneaky pick to win the title.
I think Justin Cooper will do really well at a few rounds. I just think he'll have the not rookie mistakes, just rookie mindset of not wanting to win the championship.
The second, because he'll be his second year, but you're saying he's still.
Cianciarulo is winning the 250 championship.
Whoa.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Not even a question mark.
Not even a question.
Joe?
He's so pissed off right now.
Is that what you would do if you were pissed? I'd still be crying. I'm a baby, though.
Well, I mean, he came up and did an interview with you, and dude, he was pretty man about it. I'll give it to him that. And he didn't even shed a tear on there. So
that's because he was already done with the tears. That's why.
But see, he's already over it right there.
Whoa, don't blow him out too bad.
Dude,
he's over it then.
That guy was.
I mean, we'd all cry.
Oh, I cried.
Cry.
I walked up. His family's all around him, but behind the semi, I cried because I had to interview him. And then when I was done, I cried a little on the way, walked back. Before and after tears.
Yeah, he's going to be so hungry, he's going to win the outdoor.
Oh, all right, Joe. What do you think? You never even said your 250
He might be too hungry.
That's his problem, though, Stank. He's too hungry, dude. He's too passionate, and that's what causes a lot of his problems.
No, he had the Supercross series wrapped up. But bad luck, unfortunate mistake. I mean, come on. We're in the freaking 21st century, and you can't make handlebars that don't freaking tweak when they hit the ground that easily. I mean, it was not even that hard of a fall.
Should have been running Mika Metals. That's all I'm trying to say. Yep. What do you run, Stank?
I'm not even going to discuss that right now. I'm not even going to start hating.
All right. If you're going to hate, then just...
I'm going to hate, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Shut the hell up in the studio.
I could just tell you right now, Renthal is the best product, and I'm not even sponsored by them. You can cut that out.
You
Joe.
just said... Since 21st century, bars shouldn't do that.
They shouldn't, but every bar does that. I'm sorry to say. It's the mounting. It's actually, let me say, Kawasaki. They use rubber mounting. I'm sure they go away from the rubber mounting and use the aluminum PCs that are solid mounts, which means they didn't even...
No flex.
There's no flex. They bent.
Yeah, and they don't have that little extra flex. Once they bend, they bend.
Yes, so like, come on, you guys. Almost every single time I rode a Kawasaki Arena Cross. If you tipped over in a corner,
you're done.
You're done. Like that, and that was Kawasaki's problem. Let's fix fix that, guys.
Yikes. Cody975 Piscatelli. DB, how do you feel about being called Danny Stevenson on the Gypsy Tales New Jersey Review podcast? It was like 7 minutes in. Well, I don't know how I feel about that because I don't know what you're talking about.
Danny or Denny?
He says in this question, Danny Stevenson. See, my interest is sparked. I feel like I want to hear what he's talking about, but I don't have time. I don't know.
Is there a Danny and a Denny?
I just know a Denny Stevenson from Arena Club.
Oh, so it's probably Denny then.
So is the guy is he making fun of me, or did he mess up? Like he doesn't know?
I don't know. Probably got to check their show.
Yeah, I guess I'll take a listen.
What show?
Gypsy Tales, not New Jersey Review podcast. 7 minutes in. Well, at least it's 7 minutes in. And at least I have a timestamp. I go right to it and find out what the hell is being said. All right, next one. M Gomes 911 comes back for more. At producer Joe Gallo. 6 games. Fire. Who would you rather face in the Western Conference Finals? The Trailgazers or the Nugget Munchers?
Nugs, for sure.
Why?
You're saying they're going to win, or you'd rather face them?
I'd rather face the Nuggets.
You know why? Because Portland is an annoying team for you guys, huh?
Portland is an annoying team, and
Damian Lillard
in the season,
ice cold.
We split it. We won 2, they won 2, but in the regular season against the Nuggets, we won 3, they won 1. So I like our odds better with the Nuggets.
I like how you replied, Nugs, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, next one by Moto Fab. Dude, this guy's on the gas. At Stankdog 726, what's the best two-stroke you have ridden and why? Yeah, what is the best one? You've been on Yami?
I've ridden them all.
KTM, two-stroke.
You can't beat the new KTM or Husky.
So
that's
the
an
new
unfair
model?
advantage. The Yamaha's been outdated since.
Have you ridden a 150?
I have,
dude. Very fun.
They're fun. I just think they're just not as crisp and as clean running as a 125.
That's done right.
Yeah,
because your 125s aren't stocker. I mean, you guys do them up good, and they sound.
They're fast. They're still 125s.
Is your 120? Is your bike going to be as fast as Max Volan's Super Mini?
Yeah, it'll work his Super Mini,
Dude.
guaranteed.
He was at Riverfront last night. Oh my god,
he is unbelievable fast.
Unreal. Like makes me sick to watch almost how
what
fast
were
he
his
rides.
lap times compared to?
I don't know. Compared to Garrett, our buddy Polo. I don't know, but if I had to guess, I would say Max is maybe a little quicker.
Nah, no, just because I'm going off of Jeremy Ryan when he was number 10. He was on Cali.
He just got hurt too.
He just got hurt.
Yeah.
But he was very fast on a Super Mini, and I practiced with him a few days when I was on my 125. I know Max is a little bit faster, but like I could fall in a corner and on a 125 versus a Super Mini, the power is still just unfair.
There's no replacement for displacement.
Yeah.
Without
now
question.
on a 125. If he's on a 125, hands down.
What's Max going to be like when he gets on a 125? Well, word is he might skip the 125 altogether and just go right to the 250. He's big,
He's
too.
big enough right now to get on a 250.
Before Supercross, Jacob Hayes stayed with me for a couple weeks, and he had a 125. And I told him, I said, just get a 125 as a practice bike for fun. It'll make you enjoy riding a dirt bike on days when you just need a release, you know?
Yep.
Well, we went and rode 2 days, MMX and Hangtown. He did a 30-minute moto with Max Volan on a Super Mini. And Jacob pulls off. Jacob pulled him a little bit, probably 5 seconds over 30 minutes. He pulls off and goes, I'm done. I'm quit. I'm not racing Supercross. I'm quitting. I'm not. That kid on his Super Mini, it took every ounce of talent and energy that Jacob had to beat Max on a Super Mini.
That Yamaha's terrible.
Jacob come out and Jacob's 170 pounds. He'd come out.
That's how much I weigh. But just the KTM and Husky is way better than Yamaha.
Scream, huh?
He was riding an 85. Jacob was
pretty much.
Yeah,
but he wanted to quit.
Because a younger kid was on his butt.
But that's damn well because you're around here. It's not fair. That kid is.
No, that
scary good, dude.
He is ultra talented. He has unbelievable bike skill right now at the age he is. Like,
and you know what I like?
At Monster Cup, he was the only 85 that was skimming the Dragon's back like a pro.
And you know what I like the best? They got good people around. Talon and Grandpa. They know what they're doing with their kid, man. That's a well-oiled machine. Very smart. Talon literally told me, he's like, I'm learning from all my mistakes and I'm just doing it different with my kid. And jeez, dude.
Yeah.
Max Volan, everybody, pay attention. Just be ready. It's coming.
Go straight to pro.
Dude, go right to Hangtown next year and he'd have a good chance at winning. I swear, in 1 year. He's psycho. Jimmy Neutron 987. I think this is Baggett year. I think this year Baggett kills it outdoors. Joe, you and Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, Jimmy's on my ping.
Also, this year the outdoors seem more stacked than usual, and that's awesome. Not really a question. It does seem stacked this year, huh? 450 class is stacked up. 250 class stacked up. I mean, who's out? Who do we not have?
Weston Pike.
Weston. Plessinger won't start it. That's a bummer, dude. I thought he would have been pretty good.
Man, I want him off the Yamaha so bad.
Why?
Plessinger's my boy, and the Yamaha 250F's a really good bike. The Yamaha 450 is a terrible bike, and I want to look at Cooper. I mean, it's his training program as well, but man, just that Yamaha 450 is terrible.
Stank,
I'd love to see
on the ride day,
bike.
on Main Event Moto ride day. You saw me. I was on a different color bike every lap, right?
What was your favorite?
I don't remember. I think by the end, the Cali 450 was what I ended up liking the most. I liked the Husky 350. It was actually probably like my bike of choice. The Yamaha 450 though, dude, I rode like a lap and a half and was like,
it's terrible.
There's no interest. And I feel bad. Like, I don't want to talk bad about a manufacturer or brand. I mean, Yamaha builds great bikes, have great equipment, but I just feel like that model is just not.
It needs some work.
It's scary, dude. It doesn't do what you want it to do. Motor is, I think the motor is great, but
that bike is all designed behind James Stewart. Wide open, ride it out of control, and you'll do good on it.
Well, I don't know, but I'm with you. I don't know what's going to happen. AP though, he's a big boy. I think he can ride the bike right, but
he can muscle it around.
Cooper couldn't. That thing rode Cooper around.
Absolutely.
I knew from day one. When I watched Webb at the Donations the year he fell like on the last lap, that whole ride, he looked terrified of the Yamaha 450 the whole ride. Anderson, remember when Anderson just smashed everybody?
Yep.
How do you think Anderson's going to do? He's your boy too. You gonna be all right?
Yeah, he's hungry too.
I think he's pissed. Like just the way
he doesn't like watching people win.
Especially, I'm sure when he watched Cooper win this year, he's like, "God damn it."
Knowing that, because Anderson's super consistent, one of the most consistent riders, and I don't think he would have finished outside of the top 5 once
he got going, which he was starting to.
Yeah,
that was a bummer, but he'll be all right. Next one is from Cody 975 Piscatelli. Stank, how in the holy F do you pass a WADA drug test?
There's WADA drug testing. That's my answer.
I don't know. Joe?
I don't know. That's a good question, actually.
Black Sheep 356. Who are your top 3? Win threats, single moto threats, Dark Horse, Heart Raft, Nichols, or Tickle? Black Sheep's.
What was his question?
He wants to know who our top 3 are, who are our win threats, single. Bro, there's a lot of questions. He just named
every single rider that's not
Heart
racing.
Raft, Nichols, Tickle, yeah.
Not racing.
How do you think Tickle does this summer?
Where?
I was trying. It was a trick question.
What's he gonna do? Go race MXGP? Why couldn't he do that?
I think they fall under the same.
Really?
Some goofy rule where, like, if you go and do something else, your time gets extended.
Well, what if AMA made the exception and let him ride the 250 class because it's not FIM?
Oh, you mean the 2-stroke class?
No, the 250 class is not a FIM.
I think that's just Supercross.
Yeah. 250
He's pointed out as Supercross.
Shit, he hasn't raced, right? Well, you can go back down if you haven't raced.
He's got a title.
Oh, okay.
No, I heard February 20th, but you know what I did hear? I talked to Hayes this week. Everyone's down at Paula, Stopwatch Nationals. He said Brock Tickle is like lights out fast right now too. Like he's
guaranteed
shredding. And
well, when you only ride outdoors all year round.
Yeah. Well, luckily you're good looking and you can do male modeling on the side while you wait to get reinstated.
Is that what he's doing?
It's true.
I don't know. It should. He's good looking, right? We've adopted him as number 1.
I'm not gay or nothing, but he is a good looking fella.
Yeah. And then we have Nichols.
He's extremely handsome.
Who's our second handsome? Nichols, right?
Nichols is very handsome.
And who's our third? Who makes the podium for us?
You know who's really sexy? RJ.
RJ Hampshire?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm more of a longer hair kind of guy.
Oh,
really? So who you got then?
I don't know. We're sounding kind of gay right now, but
it's all right.
Stank Dog's pretty handsome.
Stank Dog number 1. Not after he gets his head buzzed though. When Stewart shows up.
He's ugly. Dude, I'd say Justin Bogle's pretty handsome fella too.
Bogle?
Yeah, just all the clean cut guys because that's where they are.
You know what?
Ken Rock.
It's funny you're naming all the guys that are really into how they look too. They do it up.
Yeah.
Eyebrows plucked,
but like
keep it tight.
My type of style would be like the deuce. Like he's just rough, rugged on the edges, just like I am.
That's your taste,
that's my favorite kind of
Shawnee,
style,
what's your favorite kind? A guy?
You're looking at him, brother. Big belly, overweight, out of shape.
Dad bod.
Dad bod mustache.
Mustache rides. Do you know Stankdog can cook some shit too? That's because he gets it from Papa Stank.
Papa Stank knows how to taught me how to grill.
He definitely did. All right, Black Sheep, your question was all over the place, so no answer. M. Gomes 911. I heard on the Racer X 250 preview show that RJ Hampshire is switching teams. Where is he going? Factory Husky. From what I understand, a mutual agreement between RJ and Geico to get out of his last year of his deal. Like they mutually agreed, and because I think Geico has 400 amateur A riders right now, and they have nowhere to put everybody. So they'll have Craig and J-Mart and Sexton and Hunter Lawrence and Shimoda.
They won't get rid of Craig.
Never. And they won't get rid of J-Mart. He just got his extension because, he got that 2-year extension. Sexton you ain't getting rid of.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence, you spent some money getting him and his brother. He was the odd man out, and RJ wanted to go, and Husky needs a banger. Since they lost Zach Osborne, they're struggling.
That bike is way better than the Honda.
I would agree with that too.
Yeah,
especially on outdoors. I think RJ Langston was just on. Langston said
that's outdoors and rookies. Thomas Covington.
Oh, we just asked Langston. Covington versus Hunter Lawrence. Who's your pick?
Oh, shoot, that's gonna be tough. Hangtown Thomas Covington is gonna do better.
You think he'll be fine after a Supercross debacle?
Yeah, he's gonna whole shot.
Whole shot?
He's whole shot in Moto 1.
Joe, write that down for the live show. Stank Dog says whole shot, Thomas Covington. I hope so for his own sake, because I'll tell you right now, give me...
I could have beat him on a 125 in Supercross.
I was going to say, give me 3 days, and I could beat him in Supercross.
Absolutely.
3 days. I watched him whole shot in LCQ and faded 12th.
15th.
Okay, 15th. I was being nice.
Yeah, no, oh, man.
But, again...
Bobby Hewitt was on...
Yeah, but he was hired for outdoors. So he's going to get his...
perform well and everything.
Hey, if you're on the gate, you got to do your thing, and that we'll see. Mr. Wilson, what's the word on Hunter Lawrence? Is he racing outdoors for Geico 2019? Yes, he is. And word is from the Stopwatch Nationals. On the gas. Looking pretty good. But, dude, that class... They all look. I mean, how do you can't tell until the gate drops. Everyone's going to shred at Paula. You know what I mean?
Yep. They all practice it. So
yeah. So no, I think he'll be all right. All right. Next one from Ashman 428. Any chance for us Aussies to get at Daniel Blair 125 on the mic in his Mrs. Black shirt? Mrs. To the at SX Open Supercross in Melbourne this year. Hell yeah. Make it happen. Ashman, make it happen. I'd love to go to Australia and hang out.
Hell yeah.
I've been to a lot of cool places in the world, Joe, but Australia is not one, and I would like to go.
Same here,
bud. There, Stank?
Nope.
Well, let's sell it as a package deal. You and I will go down there.
80%, baby. We got to bring Joe,
exclude me, bro.
Oh, like you're going to leave.
Bullshit.
You don't go 2 blocks from the Batcave, and you're going to fly to Australia?
Hell yeah, I'm going to Australia.
Joe has to edit it.
We'll set up a cave in Australia.
All right, Ashman, set up a cave in Australia, and all 3 of us will come. Start a GoFundMe and pay for us to go.
It has to be at night, though. I'm a vampire.
You start the GoFundMe.
I'm not starting a GoFundMe. I'll be a part of one, but I'm not starting it.
That's my program right there.
Is it working? You getting some...
What?
You have a GoFundMe?
I do, but I don't post it. Actually, I just met this dude named Mark, and he was like, "You probably get this all the time. People probably want to donate to you all the time." I'm like, "No, not at all." And he's like, "Well, I'm going to do it." And sure enough, I'm in Las Vegas, and he PayPal's me $200.
Really,
dude? Yeah,
that's dope.
It's dope. Put the link in his bio, dude. And he made a post.
And what'd you do with that $200? Spend it on booze?
It's still in my pocket.
No, it's not.
Absolutely. I went to Vegas.
You in Vegas.
I went to Vegas with $1,500 before. With my own money.
And how much you come home with?
About $300. Hey, I only spent 12. That's not bad.
That's good. That's a good ratio.
That's considering I bought food for a few people and
drinks. Did you ride the little motorbikes or motor scooters around?
No, not this time. We didn't. We were kind of Lamborghini'd everywhere.
I see.
We had a baller suite at the Hard Rock.
Was it good? Did you have a good time?
A great time.
I saw you walking around. I like your shirts.
I look like Rick Ross.
Yeah, look
white
badass.
Rick Ross.
Chris O'Dowd 94. Now that Tickle's ban has come through, will any factory teams want to touch him? Whoa, Joe, it's getting awfully weird in here. Chris O'Dowd wants to know if any of the teams want to touch Brock Tickle.
Of course, who doesn't?
I mean, we just talked about how handsome he is.
I want to touch Brock.
Will any of the teams touch him, Stank?
I want to caress his face.
Absolutely. I mean, James Stewart got a harsher penalty, and he was still, he didn't come back and race, but
everyone wanted to touch him too.
Absolutely.
That's a big difference. There's a big step between them.
There is a big step, but he still, when he was going out, he was top 5 finisher.
Ooh, good point.
True. That's
good
true.
point, Stanky.
I don't know.
He's always a top 5 finisher.
I feel like the touching might be a little off limits there, buddy. But
they don't want to touch him. He might want to touch them,
maybe
to get on,
to get a ride back.
To get a ride back,
got to do what you got to do. Yeah. It's not who you know; it's who you
touch.
Cody 975 Piscatelli, producer Joe. If the Blazers beat the Nuggets tomorrow, do they win another game this year?
No, no, this is the last one. Unless he means at the start of the next season, but.
Yeah, I don't know what he meant by that.
Because they're going to play the Warriors next. The winner of this next game play the Warriors.
Yeah, starting Tuesday.
Yeah, Nuggets or Trailblazers won't win another game.
I got to tell you, Joe.
I see. I got you.
I think you're going to have a really, really bad go against the Bucks.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Are you scared?
No, I'm not scared. I'm concerned, but we're not talking about that one yet. I don't think if we play the Nuggets, we'll do it in 4. If it's Portland, they'll win another game.
That's what I'm saying is I feel like you might have got the hard one out of the way with the Rockets.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. In
fact, the Clippers were annoying too, weren't they?
They were annoying, surprisingly annoying.
God.
Yeah.
For a team that wanted to tank, they didn't, and they're pretty good. But the Bucks, Joe, I can't wait to cover the Bucks Warriors series through this podcast and just talk shit to you the whole time because I'm not a Bucks fan. But I'm a Greek Freak fan. That dude is incredible.
Yeah.
So I will be talking shit to you.
He's going to go cold.
You can try all you want, buddy.
Yeah, he was cold and then got hot, and then he's going to go cold again.
He's pretty good, man.
He is really good.
All right, next one, Sebastian C. Media. DB, why not just introduce all the guys at once instead of individually at the press conference? That might cut down on the clapping if you actually care about stopping it. Sebastian, I got to be honest with you. I don't care about stopping it. At 10:15 on Saturday nights, I don't care about anything. I do exactly what I'm told in the press conference, exactly what I'm told, and I have no problem with it. And if it wasn't for Steve talking shit on the clapping thing, you all wouldn't have picked up on it. It's not that big of a deal. Who cares? It's on YouTube. Fast forward it.
Steve Pope talking shit?
No, he just always gives me a hard time about the press conferences and how I introduce the riders and everyone claps. Like, I came into a job that existed and did it exactly the way it was done and was told, and then people hammer me over the clapping, even though I have nothing to do with it. And then they tell me to fix it. I don't fix things. That sounds like
jealousy.
I don't fix things that I don't, A, have the say to, and B, don't care to.
Someone's jealous.
No, I think they just,
I'm with them on that. I think it's corny.
All right.
And I wish he would just be like, here's Eli Tomac, Cooper Webb, and Marvin Musquin.
And then they clap at those 3?
If they want to clap, that's fine.
Clap. It's
but
what they do. It's what they've always done.
No other sport claps for those athletes.
It's like they have signs at the front of it. They're like, no, applause now.
The other night when Draymond walked in the other night, the NBA press corps wasn't like, yeah, like slow clap.
Yeah, because they booed his ass.
No, I'm talking about the press. The press isn't going to boo the player. They should. You could pick any name to come in from any other sport.
Hey, DeMarcus Cousins,
and the press is not clapping. Not by the press.
By that one dude.
Not by the reporter.
Should. If I was
why? You're a Kings fan.
He's a bitch, dude.
What?
What do you mean, what?
He stayed with your no-name team for 8 years.
Because that dude needed to get shipped out a long time ago.
Last time the Kings were something, I was in freaking elementary school with like Vadi Divac and Peja Stojakovic. That's the time the Kings were good.
Guess what, Joe? Clay's going to go somewhere else and get his money. Durant's going to leave. Kings are going to own NorCal here in a couple of years, and you know it. And you know it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't even dignify that with a comment.
Say something. You know it.
I don't know shit about
Fox,
that.
Dude.
All right. Stamp it.
Breaking Steph Curry's ankles when he was young.
Geez,
you know
right.
it, dude. Break his ankles.
Yeah.
All right, Mountain Man 48. Sup, Joe? How's life?
Mountain Man. Where you been?
Yeah, where you been, dude?
Miss you, Mountain Man.
On the mountain.
In the mountains.
Always.
It's been a while, LOL. Wrestling Bears with Eli Tomac is tough stuff, he says. Anyway, who do you have winning the outdoor 450, 250 title? He says he's got Anderson or Osborne for the 450s and Sexton or Cooper in the 250s. Then he says, when is the app coming out? I'm kind of geeking out right now, LOL. Who are your picks for the titles? I know you said Baggett, but is he your pick to win it, Joe? Come on.
Nah, not to win it. But
he's not even in my top 5.
To have a damn good season, but not to win it, no.
I mean, and when I say he's not in my top 5, it's not like that's a knock. The class is stacked, but who are your picks to win the titles? And Stank, did you say yours or not? Oh yeah, you picked AC. What'd you pick for the 450?
Dude, Osborne's gonna do good.
He's. Anderson, I got him in the top 3.
Tomac. Let's go with Roxon. The two guys that ride together, AC and Roxon.
Okay. Joe, who's your picks?
I said Roxon a couple of weeks ago, but I'm going to amend it to Koopy. I think Webb's going to do it.
Okay, and then 250s?
Probably AC. There's just, why argue? It's going to be shit.
Okay, who should win the 250s? AC.
Who should? Yeah.
AC should.
Or Ferrandis.
I mean, what do you mean by should?
Like should. Like
it's obvious.
Ferrandis is almost 30
obvious
years
that
old.
No, he's not.
What's he, 28?
Ferrandis?
Yeah.
No, he's young.
He looks old. I'm just going by looks.
I'll find out.
How old do you look? What do you think
30?
you look?
I look 30.
How old are you? 27? Damn, you're almost 30, son.
Almost 30.
You'll be riding the vet class here pretty soon.
I can, 25 plus. I don't see that's how well my mind is young. I don't even ride 25 plus. And I can 2 years ago.
Staying a puppy. Huh?
Dylon.
Exactly.
Dylon is 24 years old.
Dylon Ferrandis, 24. Yeah, he does look older.
He does look older.
My brother, my brother hates Marvin and hates French people. He doesn't hate Dylan for some reason. You know what he said? He said, dude, his chick's got tattoos and he's got long hair. I think he listens to death metal, so I like him.
Guaranteed he doesn't listen to death metal.
No, I don't think so
He
either.
listens to straight rave. that type of music. Dude,
Joe,
he has
Euro house?
hands and knuckle
Euro house?
tattoos on it. Ferrandis does.
Does he?
Hands and knuckle tattoos. He has a straight hand tattoo and then nowhere else, pretty much. Like
I like
he
Dylan.
went straight badass.
I like Dylan. I really do.
That'd be like getting a face tattoo, but you don't have anything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just the neck only.
Just get the teardrop.
It's like,
neck only. No tattoos. Just a teardrop.
Just a colored in teardrop.
Yeah.
Showing people that you
real
killed
quickly,
somebody.
Joe, I know you know more than we do. Maybe Stank knows. What's the lips tattoo really mean?
The lips tattoo.
Like
Where, on the
neck?
neck?
Yes, they're chicks.
It just means you're.
I've heard some
It
stuff.
just means you're a horny dude. You get it. You get yours.
I've heard some stuff.
I've seen they tattooed the hickey outline too, which is always kind of interesting. I got some buddies who did that.
You do?
Yeah.
You have buddies outside of me?
They do some freaky shit.
I do. I've never introduced you to them because they're Mexican.
Oh, do you have? I just didn't know you had other friends.
I know you don't like Mexicans, so I never introduced you.
I don't like Mexicans.
Yeah.
I love Mexicans.
Everybody knows
Stank
that.
Dog, you love Mexicans, right?
Absolutely. I wouldn't even call them Mexicans. I'd call them Latinos, you racist bastards.
Yeah, Latinos.
Mexican's not a bad word. They appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
Mexican is a terrible word.
No, really?
Damn. I'm the racist?
Yeah, my God.
It's a terrible word. Honkies.
Native intellect. What will Geico do with Shimoda and Mumford moving up? Son-in-law Craig is obviously not going anywhere. J-Mart extended. Sexton is a champ. Hampshire and McAdoo out. Yeah, McAdoo was a fill-in. Hampshire is on the way out. Shimoda, I think, is the first one in. And then don't forget, they got Mumford, they got Jet Lawrence, and they got that Hunter Yoder kid. Geico's got like 400 amateur riders
I think
signed.
Whoever number 47, that's Shimoda.
Yes.
I don't think he'll get a pro contract with him.
Dude, he's supposed to get 1 year in next year.
I mean, that's
what they're supposed
that's their
to do.
amateur deal is they always get one pro.
Which is so messed up for these kids, dude.
It is.
Here, let's spoil you your whole life so you have an unfair advantage, and then here, go to the
You get
pros, you get 1
shot.
year. Good luck.
Yeah. I
So
honestly, I don't
shitty
think
for those
I
kids.
think they'll terminate his contract just because.
That'd be racist. You know he's Japanese.
I think he's Hawaiian.
Oh, shit. I don't know. Now you got me scared. Joe, can you look up to see where Joe Shimoda
That's why I
is
never
from?
introduced you.
See, he'd be like, oh, you're from Venezuela.
No.
Like, no, I'm from Tijuana.
He's look up Joe Shimoda. I'm pretty sure he's Japanese, and I feel horrible if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right.
I thought he was Hawaiian, but I could be wrong.
Is it Joe Shimoda?
Yeah, and no, he's not Hawaiian. I know
Okay.
there's no possible way he's from Hawaii.
Hey, I just
Where the
wasn't going
hell
for
would
the
you even
racist
hear that or think that?
Hey, I don't know. I'm going by color skin.
Joe. There is a racist in the Batcave. He thinks Mexican is a bad word.
And for once, it's not you, Daniel.
For once, it's not me. Or Vincent.
Where's he from?
Yeah, come on, Joe. He might not be on the internet.
He's here,
his
but...
His strongest performance was Monster Cup last year.
He's really good, dude. He reminds me of Christophe Purcell, the way he rides. He's super, gentle on the bike.
He's too small.
Who is?
Shimoda. To be Christophe Purcell.
We'll find out. While Joe looks, let's move on. All right.
Now where's Christophe Purcell? He came and raced Red Bull straight rhythm. This last
That's right, huh?
The most random thing ever, and then disappears again.
I don't know what he's doing. He's always been a little bit of an oddball, but he's cool. I liked him.
At Red Bull straight rhythm, we're all starting in first gear on the 125s. Mm-hmm. He starts in third.
Why?
Swear, I don't know.
He did a lot of weird stuff,
He was
man.
weird.
Next one from Digital Miles. What do you think about detuning the 450 bikes down 5 or 10 horsepower? We've gained nearly 15 horsepower in the 450s in the last 15 years. Could this be a solution to the rider's safety? I don't know about the safety, but I wish they were slower. I think the racing would be better. You know, all you do now is point and shoot on those things. I think it'd be better if those bikes were slow. That's why the 250 class is always so rad.
Or even it out like NASCAR. Like you can only throw so much money. Like NASCAR's
cap it somehow?
Governors, yeah. Our way would cap it with a money, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm not against anything you can do to the bikes to make them work better, but I would be okay with some engine detuning. Like I would love to have a dyno and have them freaking come off the track and busted. Cheater.
Too fast.
Yep, I would love it, Joe.
Japanese.
He's Japanese?
Yep.
Cool.
We've had a long history with Japanese
from
people
USA,
on the main
or was he born in
God, you're asking way too much. I'm just happy
I
he's
just
not.
want to know.
I'm just happy he's not Hawaiian.
If one of our American guys got to fucking tee him up or something.
Anderson, he still owes somebody from that country something. Sorry, Toshiki. Toshiki's going to be back, Joe.
I know.
I saw a picture this week of him testing.
Toshiki has a wanted head list on him.
Why?
To off him.
Why?
For off and Anderson.
That wasn't him. It was the other guy.
Yeah, I don't care. They're both wanted. Whoever they are. I want them.
Ooh. Joe.
Toshiki's my boy.
All right. Thanks for coming, Jared. I have to leave now. Things are getting way too hot in here. Can you calm it down?
We'll cool it down.
All right. Keep the racist stuff.
Got a hit list. Got a hit list going.
I know. He's trashing Mexicans, Japanese.
I'm not trashing Latinos.
The people of Hawaii are listening are like, oh my God, we have a rider. Oh, no, we don't. Sorry.
Hey, they got a show last night, okay? You guys are welcome.
They got what?
A show last night.
Oh, yeah. Why didn't your hand? Would you have gone to Aussie Supercross?
I would have. Aussie, Hawaiian.
I mean, Hawaiian. Sorry, now.
You know who won that?
Yeah,
can you believe it?
Sipes,
dude, beat Justin Brayton.
What the? And I don't know the details yet, but Sipes
I watched an interview and he said he just felt like he could cut down.
Did you see the track though?
No,
mellow.
Was it?
Yeah,
just go fast.
Yeah, they were like, Daniel, you should come out and race. I'm like, dude, I ain't riding Supercross. After seeing that track, it looked like a big fairgrounds track. So that explains it. Like on a big real Supercross track, he's not going to beat Brayton. No.
Yeah. When I tried to get paid for that, and they asked when they told me that 50% of the riders are paying for their own flight, paying for it to ship their own bike down there and all this. I'm like, Jesus, you riders are idiots. You're going down, you're spending money to go down there. And one of our local guys, Josh Greco's like, I'm going down there for vacation. Well, you're paying for your vacation and racing your dirt bike. You're paying for it. Like, no. Yeah. That's not cool to me.
No, Stankdog's smarter than that. All right, next one, Milepost Zero. What are the odds we get a celebrity guest appearance from @DanielBlair125 this summer? Better or worse than all of us getting a glimpse of the man behind the magic @producer Joe? I don't know what that meant at the end there, but unfortunately for me, there is a slight possibility that I might have to be going to the outdoors. That's news to you, Joe. Let's just keep our fingers crossed that it doesn't happen. I would like to not go, but let's just say a certain email. I wouldn't. Let's just say a certain email popped up this week that scared the daylight. Usually, you get an email and it's bad. You get an email saying that there's opportunity for work, and you're like, yes.
I would love to see you at Redbud in 95-degree heat and 99% humidity.
And you're a piece of shit because there's no way in hell my body could handle that. And
I want them to make you wear Pedrogan
in the summer.
Yeah. That's your long sleeve black silk t-shirt or dress shirt.
You know why? Because he's bitter about the Bucks Warriors thing and what I said. Look at
so bitter.
Look how
holding on to it. Just so salty, bro.
Next one, Henley Racing. There's just something so sexy about Will's voice. I love it.
Who's that?
I'm with you, Henley.
Will Christian.
Oh, the girl.
Do you like it? You like the British? You know what I like? You know what she says a lot that I like? Instead of like I talk to, because I'll be like, yeah, I talked to Cooper Webb. She says, I had a chat with.
Yeah.
Maggie, my wife's like, she always says chat. And yeah, it's something that I picked up too. Do you like her voice, Stank Dog? Do you like the accent? Shawnee. I love it. Yeah. Shawnee says it's okay with her, so.
Yeah, no, it's
Shawnee, can you talk in a British accent? Oh my God.
That's
damn.
good.
Knuckles. Give me some
She can
Knuckles.
do every
was
voice.
good. All right, do Middle Eastern.
Like,
Is that what? Hey, this is going downhill quick, Joe.
Yeah.
Stank Dog, you're rubbing off on her. You hear that?
she rubs off on me, man.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right. Next one from A Palmer 547 at Stank Dog 726. You gonna come hang with the Indiana boys, aka the Sewell Bros, before Redbud this year?
No, the Sewell Bros are my bros.
Are they gonna be?
They'll be racing Indiana. Travis will be for sure. He does every year.
Is Shane racing at all right now? Not. Right?
I'm
Travis
not too sure.
always stays at it, but
I know Shane will probably be working Redbud. He always works there, helps out.
what about? And is Travis racing outdoors or just one or two? Like, what's he doing?
I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him in a little bit. I'm sure he'll be doing like he did Indiana last year and Redbud, and I believe in Millville. He did. So I expect him to be at those
The close ones.
Yeah.
All right. Now, next one from Timmy Reedy. At producer Joe Gallo, how many slurries have you seduced from the sound of your voice? All of them?
Yeah, every single one of them. This one time I thought I had one, but she was just asking for directions.
Oh. Did that hurt your ego?
I think it was to Planned Parenthood or something.
Oh, man. All right, next one, third gear pinned. Who does at Maggie Blair 45? Is that really her name? That is her Instagram name. Oh, crap. Don't follow her. My wife, by the way, I apologize to anyone that tries to follow my wife on Instagram. She blocks everybody. She doesn't. If she doesn't know you, she does not follow.
She follows me.
She knows you, idiot. What do you mean?
I'd block myself, so.
Dude, no, Maggie her inbox on like the follows is always in the hundreds, and she go through them. She's like, don't know you, decline. Don't know you, decline. So I just want to apologize to third gear pinned, who obviously probably tried to follow Maggie
a couple times, and
yeah,
she just is all,
and she's nope, decline. But third gear pin wants to know, and she's not here to answer. So Stank Dog, Shawnee, you can get on this one too. What DB did Maggie like the most? Lead singer DB, Geico Honda DB, regional arena cross lights champ DB, trackside analyst DB, or Buffy the Vampire Slayer? You know who he is, right? Buffy the Wife Slayer. The dude that races around here doesn't wear a jersey and he's freaking just. You ever seen him?
I'm gonna go with the Planet Fitness DB.
Planet Fitness DB.
When you worked at Planet Fitness,
I worked at InShape.
Whatever.
Why there? What was that? What was
because
so
it was
that?
none of the answers, and I know more about your personal life than they do, so I had to throw in a different answer.
Which one of these scenarios got me the most ass from my wife? What do you think?
Okay.
I'll tell you right now.
Right.
Hate to be completely upfront.
She hates your rock and roll game.
Yeah, that DB got nothing. That DB was in trouble a lot.
That DB was sleeping on the couch.
Was.
Yeah, that DB was. Joe, you know.
He was a scoundrel.
Yeah, the main event band days were the worst for me and my wife. She did not like
That's
me.
That's anti-poon days.
She hated Vincent. She still hates Vincent. Shawnee, what do you think? Trackside analyst, dirt bike racer, lights champion, or this Buffy guy, someone not me?
I'm thinking she liked your lights champion because you could maybe, I'm guessing you were like flying out, you could come home.
Mm-hmm.
You like had a good deal.
Good
but he celebrated with the boys.
Yeah, I celebrated with my boys though.
Both worlds.
Joe, what do you think? Which DB got the most ass?
Um,
I'll tell. I got the answer. I'll tell you.
Probably trackside analyst DB.
Absolutely.
So right now,
watching him on TV,
it's a close tie between him and Buffy, the no shirt chest protector
the
guy.
wife slayer.
The wife slayer.
No, you know what got the most ass? Privateer driving around in the van DB, because we were young and she was into me then. It's all falling apart now. I think we're just roommates.
Yeah.
She definitely loves me.
Just mom and dad.
Like I think she loves me more than she's in love with me. You know, like we're like really good friends and
like
roommates.
she wants to break up with you because she can't, but she can't because she loves you so much.
Yeah, and she just knows that I need her really bad. I did get her a new truck this week though, Joe.
Your
traded
poon
in.
game just went.
Yeah, it's going to be a good month for DB. I just got her a new truck. And
shit, it should be a good until the payments are done. That's how long it should be.
All
good
right,
for.
84 months, dude.
Baby.
It'll be a
solid 84 months.
Yeah,
for DB.
and then as soon as it's done, shut her down again. Factory's closed.
Go buy a new one.
All right, I drum for the king. You need to tell all these losers in caps. Only one comment each. Whoa. King is coming in hot.
Super hot.
The purge was 2 weeks ago, King. You need to calm down.
You see people still purging on here sometimes.
Hey, he can comment more than once, too. Dang.
He does. And then he comes back with, hey, is Oahu Supercross on TV? And then he does another one. When is the next Main Event Moto Ride Day? Then he does another one. Can old people go to the next Main Event Moto Ride Day? So, King,
what a hypocrite.
King, I got to tell you, bro. You came in talking some trash, and then you laid out 4 comments for yourself.
He hit him with it.
I don't know. He did. When is the next Main Event Moto Ride Day?
I feel sorry for him. He was just upset and angry real quick, and then he probably and was all. I feel 10 times better.
Is that how it works?
Type of white.
Is that how it works?
Yep.
When is the next Main Event Moto Ride Day, Joe?
I don't know. We're working on it. We got to coordinate everything.
Are we going to have Stank Dog come and take half our money again?
Hell yeah.
I brought
it's
in
an honor.
half the money.
It's an honor to give him half the
I
money.
probably didn't.
No, you probably brought in about 75% of it.
95.
There's a lot of people
We
there.
had some Canadians show up that literally
They drove
from Canada
15 hours from Canada
to ride the ride day.
That was awesome.
Dude, it was rad.
And then I went to lunch with them after. That's how nice Stankdog is.
Did they buy your lunch?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
The Canadian guys?
Yeah. Dude, I tried it. That's how nice I am.
See, he's not racist.
He was white. Joe, he was a white Canadian. He wasn't French.
Oh.
Yeah, he wasn't French Canadian.
take
That's
it
a
back.
longer drive.
Canadians are always friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did say.
Lonnie Fritch, 425. Is it NBC's request that you cover your tattoos, or is it your own personal decision? And when are you going to get your ass back in the chair and finish them? Lonnie does my tattoos. For those of you who do not know, I have a full sleeve on my left arm that I cover up, not by NBC's request, but by my own. Let's just say your boy DB is pretty ambitious with this TV thing, and there are certain parts of his body.
So you wear a sleeve or just long
I
sleeves?
wear long sleeve. When I'm on
some
TV,
work done, dude.
I know I'm gonna finish it this summer. I need to get some more Percocets, dude. I can't do it without taking pills, man. I really can't. It's too painful, and I'm a baby. What about you? Finish yours. You got a bunch of projects halfway done.
Bro,
Left arm, quarter way done. Right arm, third of the way done.
I race all winter and summer long.
Finish that.
I have shit. You're right.
Yeah, look at fucking shit, and then he looks down at his arm and goes, Yeah, you're right. No, Lonnie, I will be in there to finish it, and then it's my decision. I'm just like I said. There's 2 Daniels. There's Daniel at home and on this podcast, and then there's Daniel on TV. And that Daniel wears a long sleeve. He does his hair nice, shaves his face. That's the TV Daniel. I don't like to show my tattoos. I keep it to myself. In fact, most of the people on NBC don't even know it.
A funny story about the Canadian dudes that drove down when we went to lunch. His son hit a little Stony Ranch.
Really?
Dude.
Did you introduce him to the American way?
The American way. And dude, this dude got out of the truck to go to Chipotle with us. Walked 15 feet, turned around, and went right back to the truck. Swear to God. And then we come up, and he's like this in the passenger seat when we come up. Out cold. Well, stone cold.
Welcome to America. Next one, J Mudge 843. How many different 250 riders win motos this year? Stank?
Shoot, there could be 12 different winners.
I said, what did I say with Grant, Joe? Like 7 or 8?
Yeah.
I'd say 7
overall
or 8.
Winners or moto winners?
Moto winners.
12.
Wonder how many won last year. I should have done my research. 12. Damn. Stank Dog gonna get a win? LCQ win?
I'm not even racing LCQs. I'm going straight in, baby.
Top 36, fast 36?
Yeah. Every time.
I like it. Good. I don't need to do those LCQs because then you have to do a start. Even though you did work a couple years ago, man. Colorado. I remember watching Colorado was the most insane. Bro.
It was fun.
Dude, in elevation too. Your bike was running like a 65cc 2-stroke.
It was.
And made it in. Punking kids with their fast 250s just pissing their dads off. Thousands of dollars down the drain. Stank Dog, Potbelly hanging out on 125 goes blowing by him in an LCQ.
A ponytail hanging out of the back of the
pony,
head.
and his mustache whiskers coming out of the front. God, dude. These poor dads, huh? How many dads have you just ruined them?
I know how many kids quit. I mean, there's a lot of local,
you know what's funny? Stankdog races a 125 in outdoors, and the next year, nobody races 250 class because all the dads made their kids quit.
Yeah.
You literally cost MX Sports
Hangtown, I think
40 entries from pissing off dads and kids and making them quit.
Yeah, but I brought in probably like 10,000 spectators.
Exactly, dude.
They don't care.
You're like Happy Gilmore.
I'm better than Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Hey, like, what's funny is every single weekend last year, pretty much, before I could go through and take my bike, I had to have a conversation with the guys at MX Sports and AMA.
That's awesome. G Rube 79. If Jergen juice was an adult beverage, what would be in it? What's Jergen? What?
Jergens is lotion.
Oh no! I just pressed the button and lost where I was.
If Jergen juice,
lotion juice,
was an adult beverage, what would be in it?
Yeah.
I don't know what Jergen juice is.
Shawnee?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Yeah.
She didn't even blink.
So it tastes like shit.
Yeah, it tastes horrible. Dude, last night, Joe, at the races, on the way there, got some ice for the cooler, and I got a big old tall. What size are the big bottles?
40s.
I think bigger than that. No, maybe a 40. That's the big ones, right?
A bottle of what?
Bottle of beer, like a big beer.
Yeah, 40. Yeah.
So I'm just cruising yesterday on the line. Evan's packing his gate, drinking a 40 of Blue Moon. Is that like the most bitch ass thing you've ever seen in your life? A 40 of Blue Moon, dad on the gate packing his kid's gate.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad, huh?
It is.
No orange or nothing.
Blue Moon's bad.
I
like Blue Moons.
They're like, there's that TV guy.
Yeah,
getting smashed with his
sophisticated beer on the line.
Get that micro-brew pansy shit off the line.
Yeah.
I'm drinking Coors OG.
Yeah.
Dude, Coors Light, I'm sorry, I've just grown up past it. Coors Light is cold carbonated urine.
That's all Coors Light is.
I know, and I'm saying that now. I won't say that next weekend when Mason's in here cranking back 20 of them because that dude has a tattoo of Coors Light on his body.
To have 20 of them though.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're not even tasty. They're
70% water.
Roadie. J Camp 8 at Stankdog 726. Do you think that making the 125 All-Star races an official support championship would help grow the sport? He says televised races with ripping privateers, amateurs, and vets would be awesome to see on the NBC Gold platform at least.
No, I think the 125 class, in my personal opinion, is terrible. You're taking away dudes that could be racing the 250 class or the 450 class, and dudes that are looking out that are just taking the easy route and saying, I don't want to race it, so I'll just race the 125.
But with the 125 interest that's out there, because I believe they got it halfway right, it should be like an 125A All-Star class. That's cool. Like the Aiden Tejeros, these young kids coming up that aren't pros yet. I like that. But I'm with you. I don't know if I like seeing like studs out. Like you could just sell out right now and go ride the 125 class all summer, but you're not. You're going to race the national.
Yeah, exactly. Where my whole goal behind it was to race a class that you're not very going to be dominant in, and your bike sucks versus everyone else's bikes.
Right.
And I think it would be good if they limited it to just intermediate riders and just.
That's what I'm saying. Like a B class. Like, I mean, I wish they did that because I like the 125s out there. I like hearing 40 of them, dude. That's the raddest sound ever.
Absolutely.
But I'm with you. I don't know if I want really established good dudes out there.
And realistically, they're making it more of a show because it's almost impossible to get in because it's invite only. Mm-hmm. This year, I believe you can sign up, but previously it was invite only, and they had all these top guys that are already like 20 of the 30 riders that could enter are already full. Mm-hmm. So all these dudes can barely get in. It's like just make it a B class or something where all the local guys can rip it up.
Give me some knuckles. We agree on something. That's not always the case. Actually, I don't know. I feel like as you've gotten older and more mature and smarter, we've been on the same page. But you used to be pretty young, dumb, and obnoxiously against everything I ever said. I'm glad you've grown up.
Just have fun. That's why I was. No. You were trying to keep me from having fun. I
was trying to parent you. You needed
always.
I'm just trying to keep everybody in line. Everyone, I want to bring the best out of you, Stank.
Hey, I didn't die or go to jail.
That's why I call him Daddy.
That's true. And that is true as well. Next one, keep it ribbit. Does Stank Dog actually stank?
No, I smell good. I cush sometimes.
It's not the response from Lonnie Fritch 425.
Who's that?
Lonnie Fritch. You know who Lonnie is?
No, I don't.
You're so full of it. Damaged Lifestyles Tattoos, Vacaville, Lonnie, lives in Dixon. You're lying.
If I saw him.
Lonnie says, yes.
This guy does your tattoos.
Yes. Okay, so Lonnie says, yes, go to Argyle when he's there. You can smell his pet skunk all the way at the kids' track when there's a breeze.
Argyle does smell like shit.
You got a pet skunk?
Yeah.
I think he's probably, was he there when I was practicing?
Maybe.
He had to have been.
I don't know. Next one from Logan J85. Stank, are you going to come back to Iowa to see your best friend Farmville?
Farm boy.
He says Farmville. Who's what?
Oh, Farmville's the younger kid. I met him through Mason and Brad DePringer and Julia DePringer. Their kid's little friend's kid.
You going back to Iowa?
Oh, yeah, I'll go back to Iowa.
Okay, last question, because then I got some questions for you. Last one, Cody RG. How much do you think Hunter Lawrence and Thomas Covington can mix things up in the front? Yeah, what do you think for them? I feel like 5 to 10, I guess, in there. Hold on. Do what you got to do. Do your thing. Joe, there's a pet skunk in the Batcave.
Did a pet skunk just walk through?
Hurry up, Jared.
There's a slight.
Here we go.
There's a slight breeze blowing.
Hey, I had to kill the cigarette smell.
Thomas Covington, Hunter Lawrence.
Who's going to do better?
Or where do you think
or
they
can
finish?
are they going to mix it up? They're going to both mix it up. They're going to be bringing heat, both of them.
All right, I like it. All right. Speaking of bringing heat,
I am a little disappointed in Hunter Lawrence. He went and raced some amateur race, and he passed the dude on the very last lap.
I already had a hard time at the Cal Classic with some amateurs, but there's some fast.
Those dudes are fast too, and they could come out and they could top 10 in national too. Probably.
Should be good. All right, Stank Dog. So before we go, what's your travel plan? How are you? How is the Stank program working this summer? What do you? I know we know what you're riding, but what are you doing? Like, what's the plan?
I plan on taking the Stank bus. We're getting that worked on. Me and Shawnee and the dog, and
same bus.
Same bus.
God,
we got it running pristine. Hopefully,
I felt like that thing was supposed to be buried like 4 times already.
I did. It was, but my dad just keeps it alive.
He does.
My dad loves that thing more than I do.
I know he does,
and
it's awesome.
He keeps it going for me. Right now, everything's paid for except for like the funding for the racing and the licenses and the fuel, which is coming out of my pocket right now. Which I really don't care, but you know, if there's any sponsors out there that want to sponsor Stank Dog,
anybody that wants to sponsor Stank Dog, how do they get a hold of you? Because you're pretty hard to get a hold of too.
916-883-412.
Wow, that was the dumbest thing that's ever been done on this show.
I like that.
Joe, beep out like 3 of the numbers.
No way.
Please, Joe.
Not happening.
Dude. Beep out a couple numbers.
Never.
Joe. That was absolutely ridiculous.
No, you're like Mike Jones. You're the Mike Jones of Moto.
281-330-8005.
Mike Jones put his number out there for everybody to call him when he was blowing up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And did he answer ever?
Yeah. That's how he got famous.
Hey, that wasn't even my phone number, so...
All right. Yeah, just some random.
Just one number's different. 884.
Oh my God, dude! People right now with their pen and paper out, they're trying to figure it out. But no, I'm excited. I'm glad you're racing. I'm glad you're healthy. Let me see that hand. What's it looking like? Let me your paw.
That's all right.
Ooh, give me a good squeeze there.
Here, we'll go with that one since it's there.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm just being smart.
You could have raced last night, you sissy.
Yeah, I'm being smart. Raced last night for what? $150, $250.
Did your boy Iapolo get you back at you?
No, Iapolo. Dude, I heard you were barking it, but no call back. No brother love, dude.
All right, well, Stank, I look forward to seeing how you do. Get on that television.
Yeah.
Take out Savachi, and we'll talk about it on the live show.
No, for real, I'll take someone out for some money.
All right.
Whoever anyone wants.
Everybody, all right,
besides Cincerello.
Motoheads, comment on our Instagram and let us know who you would like Stank Dog to take out and how much it would cost. And then, but not Cincerello and not Savachi because he's not in that class, but he will stick a stick in his front wheel. Is that what he said?
Or I'll go by and Snapchat it and be like, hey, Savachi, brother. Chris Blos or whoever is in the 450 class this weekend. Chris Blos, you didn't make $100 this year. I'm disappointed in you.
All right.
Sorry,
Stank Dog, I'll let you skedaddle.
Okay.
Don't bring that up again.
All right. Stank Dog, thanks for joining us. Joe, it's been a good show. Nature's Bakery, Fly Racing, Skivvy Underwears, Mika Metal, Scott USA, No Toil. Stank Dog, I know you love that No Toil.
I love it.
Honda Cowie, KTM of Modesto, Guts Racing, EMT Racing, Key Bar, Rep Racing. In fact, we need to do our no toil giveaway. Jared, what's the code word? Here's how it works for the newbies out there who are listening for the first time. You go on notoil.com, fill your cart up with $100 worth of product, use this code, and everything is wiped out for free, but you got to be first. One winner only.
Gotta
What's
get
the
that
code?
whole shot.
Weed leaf.
How do you spell it?
WEED. Little hyphen. LEAF.
All right, I can't wait to text that over to Ryan and get his laughing, crying face emoji back, and he'll even probably ask, Stankdog in studio, question mark? And he'd be right. Stank, thanks for coming in. Joe, good show.
Yeah.
Everybody who's tuned in for the first time, thanks, and welcome to Main Event Moto. We'll catch you next week for our live Hangtown show. It's going to be a good time. We'll see you then.
Main event motor. Screw it. You know it by now.